I think I saw. I don't think I saw the second one in the theater.
I didn't either because I think I got over it. Like I watched because I really liked the. So I remember here's my Transformers progression. I watched it opening night at midnight, and I was like, "This is amazing! They did it! They did it!" Like, and then I was so excited that I forced basically like John. I think I took John and Rick and like a bunch of guys, and then after they were like, "That was all right," and I'm like, "What guys? Like, what is?" I think did you go with me that time?
I can't. No, remember.
I don't think. I just remember it was like John and like 3 other people, and John like was not into it at all, and like
it's the first one. It's not a perfect movie, but it's fun.
You guys, what are you talking? This is. I think I was just so like the nostalgia glasses and like they did it, you guys, and then like I got it on. I remember I got it on DVD like the day it came out on DVD, and I got the one like from Target with the Transform package. I was like, this is great. And I remember watching it like on a TV at my house, and I'm like,
it's all right.
But like then I like never watched it again. Yeah. And that was it.
Well, you did because you saw Transformers 2. So you basically saw the first one again.
Well, that's why I didn't see Transformers 2 in the theater, was because the like excitement of Transformers wore off so quickly that I'm like, I don't really need to see. And then I think I think what happened was like Derek or somebody saw it like way ahead of time, and then like wrote about like all the dumb, like how stupid it was. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need to. So then when it did come out on like when it hit, like I think I saw it, like I rented it or something.
Yeah.
Or, like I don't even know if I rented it. It might have like I don't know, downloaded or something. And I was like, yep, stupid. Like I don't even think I made it through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's
I was
bad.
like, this is really dumb. And it also like when you're like questioning, when it made me question like Tom Kenny as a human being, because I'm like, why would he? He was one of the racist voices, but he claims he didn't know that that's what they were doing with it. Because you know how it is with voiceover work, like they just record a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He claims to be innocent because for a while I'm like, why would anybody agree to do that? And then when I found out it was Tom Kenny, because I'm like, it wasn't even black people, like it was like 2 white dudes, and because it was Tom Kenny and somebody else, and that's where I'm like, but then I'm like, Tom Kenny will do anything. I'm like, Tom Kenny's a whore, like, because at first, because I like Tom Kenny's like a god of like, and like were you at the Eisners when we saw him do like all those? Oh, dude,
I've seen him at Comic-Con.
He's so funny, like even in person, you're like, this dude seems like the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah.
And like, because we saw him at another thing.
At a different panel,
It was that weird space movie that like whatever happened with it.
Yeah.
Because it was like Tom Kenny and Robert Picardo and then Brent Spiner.
Yeah.
Because I remember Brent Spiner was like on the phone because that was the year that there was that giant accident.
Right.
Because you guys, it took you like 5 hours and like everybody else was like stuck. Like, so a bunch of panels got, because I remember that was when Kevin had to do his over the phone because he was, the 5 was basically shut down.
It took us, I think we were stuck on it for like 6 hours or something. It was horrible.
Yeah. Because I remember like it messed up all the panels.
Yeah. I was supposed to be there for the whole day.
So like,
I didn't get there.
There was Hall H panels that got canceled, but Kevin didn't want to cancel it. So we had Rosario Dawson get up, because I think it was like Clerks 2 time, or something, and like so Rosario Dawson got up and just held his cell phone to the microphone.
That's funny.
And then he did it, and then he did a panel because he got there like super late, and there was just like but he just did like at the end of the day, he just kind of did a makeup one at the end, and then he went like he's just like, I got all the time, like I'm the last.
Right.
So that was like the beginning of him closing out.
Oh, that was
it? I think that was.
He always did that.
No, because the first year he was like in the middle, and I think he got in trouble because he went so long. Because the first I was there at his first Hall H panel. That's the famous one where he said something like, I think he said Jesus in like a derogatory, like just in a common Kevin Smith way, and this guy stands up and starts screaming, "He died for you! He died for you!" And Kevin's like, "I know, dude. It's cool." And like, but it's like totally like got everybody laughing. Like it was the perfect way to handle it.
Oh god.
But yeah,
he's amazing at handling like the way he handles questions and stuff. Like,
well,
he's a master.
Because I've asked him about this, so he's like because like he comes into those with like prepared things like he's gonna talk about, and then he has some things where he just goes on the fly, but he'll look for openings to like get his like, because he has like these like hour-long stories, so he's got these beats planned out, and he'll just like, he's like, half the time it doesn't even matter what the person says. He'll just spin it into what he wants to talk about, and that's the genius.
That's cool
of his like skills.
It's amazing
because he's like, I've got these new stories, and then he always has. But then like, if things like start getting a little unruly, like he'll bust out one of his like hour-long just to kind of settle the room down. Like, because I talked to him about that once. I'm like, how do you do that? And he's talked. Like, I remember there was a period, I never went to one of these, but I heard about it, where like, because he did the few in New Jersey and then like a couple in LA, where he did like 8-hour
oh my god,
like Q&As. Like he talked for like ever and ever and ever. And I don't know how you do that. And I've told this story before, where I think this is where Kevin and I's friendship like hit a different level, because I was in China, and I did I did these things that were like Q&As. They were called English Corner.
Okay.
And it was where like the students could come and they could just ask you anything, and it was to help them, like, because there are a lot of like, especially in where I was, like in more rural, even though, as I pointed out, Harbin is considered a megacity of 11 million people.
Right.
But China has, I think I just saw a new chart, they have like 12 cities in China over 10 million people.
Wow.
Like it used to be there was like 8. Now it's like getting more and more. And so yeah, like, so Harbin is one of those like mega cities.
Okay.
And it's considered small for China. Like, so up there, a lot of these people, especially some of these people that go to the school, they're from like the South or other like all over China. And like, so, like I would say like 90% of my students had never even interacted with a native English speaker before.
Right.
It's all like people that have like, learned English. So it's a different experience. So for them, like getting to talk to a native, particularly an American, it's like a huge deal.
Right.
So like the first time I did it, there was like maybe like 20 people. The second time there was 300 people. And like this, like it was like in a room, and then like, and they would have gone all night. I had to cut it off after like 3 hours because I could not talk anymore.
Right.
And I lost my voice because they're just like, they just want to talk. And like, so I did, it was like a Q&A, like talk about California, or what is this like? Or like, what is your favorite movie? Or like, do you like this? Or what do you think about the food? Or blah, blah, blah. So like, and there's talking.
Right.
So then like, I remember I got home from one of those, and it was like probably the second or third time I'd ever emailed Kevin, and I'm like, I do not know how you do that. So like, I told him, like, I have a new level of respect for you, because I just talked in front of people for 3 hours, and I want to just, first of all, like I don't want to talk to anybody for like a week, and second of all, like I'm so exhausted. And he's like, it's so nice to hear somebody that understands. Most people are like, well, you talk for you're so, look at you, like, whoa, get up and talk. Anybody can do that. I'm like, no,
not anybody.
No.
And not only that, but not anybody can get up and talk and be interesting for that long.
Yeah.
But even just there's like, plenty of people that could just talk, but he's like brilliant the whole time. So there's a difference.
But just talking is just like, oh my gosh.
Hey, speaking of water, can I get like a cup? You mind if I?
Yeah, let me.
Oh, hold on, you two. I'm getting a drink of water.
No, we'll be back. We'll be right back. You want a big cup?
Yeah.
Whatever. WrestleMania cup?
WrestleMania. That's good. Oh, that's good. This is cool.
Thank you. Sometimes take
cold. Go for it. Thank you. Just think, like, talking about talking so long, maybe like, oh, my throat's like closing up. No, that's much better. Oh, yes. And we're back.
We've never done that.
I know, well.
Mister, we got to start the YouTube.
Well,
Right,
see, now it's interesting.
Started now.
Oh, the Dickies cup. Free cup. Free
I didn't
toy
even-
inside. Free
I
toy
didn't post-
inside.
See, now you got me all. Now I'm like, I haven't even posted the hangout
Look
yet.
at this. Well, it's all, this is like super secret YouTube stuff. Like, it's already 11.
Crap.
What?
It's already 11. Well, you're the one that has to get up.
I'm going to get up. I think it's just, we have like a shorter amount of stuff.
Don't even say that. Because when you say that, it does. It like jinxes us. What are you doing? You remind me of like on Bob's Burgers when they're on the wine train. They're like sloshing and slipping.
Gosh,
And then he makes him drink the spit, drinks the spit
Yeah.
bucket. Like,
oh gosh, and the wine guy was just perfect. Oh, it's robust.
everything I've ever read on it, like there's so many articles on the internet about why sommeliers are just like it's a load of
Oh,
it's
they're
a
just
total
full of
BS.
crap.
Like they are
Yeah.
seriously just full of crap.
We're just like this last week. There was an article about like on some sunken ship that they brought up a bunch of bottles of champagne that had managed to stay sealed for like 120 years or something, and so they opened them up and like actually tasted them, and it had the sommelier guy like. He says, "Oh, it's amazingly palatable still." And the words he used. He said it was leathery, dusty, grind. I don't know. I can't remember the words. And they're like, and all the people in the comments were like, "Is that good? Like, does that mean it tasted good?" Because he made it sound like it was a good thing.
Leathery,
dusty.
dusty.
I can't remember. I can't remember the other words he used, but like, just all of them equally ridiculous. Like, that doesn't describe food. But they drank wine or champagne that was underwater for 104
would you
years.
drink that?
No, gosh, no. Okay, you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
I can say something that's like maybe someone would get upset at, but probably not, right?
What?
There was a story this week, and I shouldn't think it's funny because it's terrible.
What?
But there was like a church potluck. Did you read about that?
No.
It's like a church potluck
I
where
don't
like
read about
20. No, it was like a thing on like Yahoo or whatever.
That's where
Like 20 people got sick. And
I'm not
one
even
person
gonna
died.
lie. I'm not even gonna lie. Derek said some things that have like turned me off to potlucks.
Oh no,
like forever. Because there's
as a
like
kid, I loved it, but I could not do it now.
because there's like this. Well, like the because at first I'm like, why do you? And then like he's like, just think about you're taking strangers' words. That like this food is okay,
cool.
And like you don't know,
Yeah.
like, and also it's like you don't know like if they cook that meat long enough.
Yeah.
You know nothing about these dishes,
So like
you know absolutely nothing.
they got
and it's like-
botulism or something like that.
Oh yeah, I could see how easy.
So like 20 people got sick and one person died from it. And I told Janelle, I'm like, I'm not eating the potlucks anymore. I'm done.
I see. I was already because like they have a potluck every week at our See, I would do potlucks at like at Web Sense because most of it, but it was usually potlucks of stuff people brought in from like outside places.
That's what I did because there's always like a bucket of KFC. That's the stuff I would grab.
But yeah, but this so at the New Horizons where I go to school, there's all these ladies that are doing like Excel and Office and whatnot, and like they're like these older mom ladies. And so, not saying that all the ladies there are only doing Office. I'm just saying there's a group of mom ladies,
right?
Because there's like some ladies that are doing like the same stuff. I'm not trying. Don't
good.
twist. Don't twist me.
It's fair.
Don't twist me.
Okay.
But there's these particular group of ladies. They're like my mom's age that are seriously there for like Microsoft Office training,
right?
And they're very sociable. And so like they're like, you nerds, you don't have any socializing, it's cure. We're all just trying to like because like they'll start trying to talk to me like in the computer lab. I'm like, I'm just putting in my time here. Let me watch my YouTube videos and do my Facebook in peace. And like I'm just putting in my hours.
So the potluck.
But anyway, so they do a potluck on Wednesdays, and there's like crock pots and all this other stuff, and they're like, oh come on, I'm just like.
The sad part is, I mean, some of it's probably amazing.
Yeah.
But then there's that. I mean, oh gosh. And then sometimes, like, because you don't know what you're getting. There, I don't want to.
I did enough church potlucks.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, you've known some of the places I've worked
gotten,
at. You can imagine.
Well, I remember getting sick on a somewhat frequent basis from church potlucks, but it's because I work there, and you can't.
Well, that's the worst. And then they'll come up with, oh, did you try my raisin carrot mayonnaise salad?
They all are raisin.
There's
raisins and freaking everything.
And then I'm like, oh
like,
yeah,
oh gosh,
it's super good.
But yeah, I working at church. Although some of the best meals I've ever had were at those like church basements, but there was like a string of like every weekend. Like I just had to brace myself. I'm gonna get sick from something at the freaking potluck.
They always have the salads like they had in those old 50s cookbooks where it's all
just like
raisin and carrot,
raisin and mayonnaise
and everything.
It's just freaking.
But then it's like going to another country and not eating the food. You know, you're in their home, and you have, like, if you don't eat it.
Yeah. But now that it's like I can opt out of these things, I'm because I remember I just one time I gave Derek a hard time. He's like, yeah, there's a potluck, and now I had to go eat. Like I had to like sneak out and like go eat. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I never eat. Why you eat a potluck? What's wrong with you? And then like he opened my eyes and I thought about it for a bit. I'm like, yeah, that's really.
I remember like the turning point for me was Janelle at her old school. Like they would always do them. So I'd go in and help out, and then we'd go eat lunch at it. And one day someone made like a taco salad or something, which like looked great, but I like bit into it and there was a bunch of like dog hair in it. And like we looked through and there was just like dog hair all throughout it. And I'm like, first of all, I'm like gagging into the sink.
Because that sounds like your worst.
I'm never eating something from here again, and probably never. And then, okay, you remember that? Well, I want to say, what are the chances? No one's gonna ever listen. You remember St. Luke's?
Oh, well,
their potlucks, they were epic.
I went to a potluck there where like I couldn't identify. I just remember like I went to one with you where we couldn't identify anything on the table.
And they would all be like, oh, did you try this? And they're like feeding it to you.
And it was like a lot of like weird ethnic dishes and like all this other just like unidentifiable dishes.
And some of the worst ones are like just the those
weird salads
from the era when they made everything inside of gelatin.
Yeah.
But so we did like a spaghetti dinner fundraiser there. And I remember this lady, like she was like cooking the spaghetti. And, the sink, we'd been like, had dirty dishes in there and stuff like that. And she was draining the pasta over the sink and dropped a bunch of it into the sink. Not like tons of it, but, like a big clump. And she like reached in and started to like put it back into the pot. And it like had fallen in dirty dishes and stuff. I'm like, no. We've got plenty of noodles. Just throw it away. And she's like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll rinse it off. I'm like, no. No more.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore. That's
not my scene. So there you go. Potluck talk. Tonight on Potluck Talk.
Potlucks.
I've had, some of the like best macaroni salad or potato salad. There's always good stuff, but you just don't. You can't.
I don't trust anything these days unless it's like out of a store container or.
Yeah. Scary.
The worst is when you're like, I just like my worst potluck memories are when you think something is one thing, and then you bite into it, and because that's when you bite into something and it's not what you expected.
It's bad.
It's like jarring to your body. Yeah. So when it's like when it's something, and like the worst is when you think it's a good thing and then you bite into it and it's a bad thing. It's like that's when you have like these guttural like.
Yeah. Even just like good things when that happens. Like, you think you're gonna drink a nice cold soda. and it's a glass of milk or something.
My all-time, like my best story about that is when I was an extra on the X-Files. This is a good backers exclusive.
Okay.
Not backers, backers.
YouTube
people, but Yeah. So the best one of I was an extra on the X-Files with Jeff Bennett, and they handed us like sodas, and I thought it was like, oh, for like during the shoot you can just drink sodas, and like and what I and so but it turned out it was prop sodas.
Right.
And so like in the middle of the freaking like, and I didn't even think about it because I just had it in my cup holder, and then we were looking it was like after like because we were there for hours. It was like a 12-hour shoot, and so like I just remember in the middle of like of a shoot they were shooting, and I picked like just like we're like cheering like, and I pick up the soda and take a big giant chug of it, and it's seriously like dyed water. So it's water. Yeah. So I'm expecting like Coke,
right?
And I get not just flat Coke, like water. And I just remember I spit it just immediately just all over the place. It was like the boba incident. Like I just spit it everywhere. Jeff Bennett looks like what the heck? And I'm like, it's water. He's like, what? Like,
why did you think
it's water? It's water, you guys. The soda is water.
It's water.
Like, and I'm like, and then they're like, yeah, of course. Like, and I'm like, well, what if I want to drink something? Like, that's what catering is for. And then I found out about catering.
So can you actually see you in that episode?
I think so. I have to. We can go back on Netflix.
It's not like a huge stadium or anything.
No. And there's shots. I know specifically there's a shot where Gillian Anderson, when she's with Randall Tex Cobb, like walking down the aisle, that we are like right. I think we're right on the aisle, and she walked right by us. And then when like the doppelgangers meet and everybody freaks out, I'm pretty sure you can see me because Jeff and I tried to get really into it because we're like, if we get really into it, it'll be easier to see us.
Right.
And there's one where I'm seriously like holding Jeff over the railing because we were like in the front row, and like I think because I remember we watched it when it aired, and I specifically remember I'm like, there we are. So I'd have to go back on Netflix. Yeah. If that could be a good contest.
Yeah, find Brendo
and send in if you can get a screenshot. Yeah. And it's in the Doppelganger episode with Kathy Griffin.
Where they're gonna hear
so that's true.
Like
super inside baseball. But it's the Doppelganger episode of the X-Files with Kathy Griffin and Randall Tex Cobb and Rob Van Dam. And I was there because of Rob Van Dam, but you can't tell it's Rob Van Dam. Well, if you knew, you could. If you knew, but if you were just watching it and you didn't know who he was, because he's wearing a mask.
Oh.
But if you know his style and you kind of know what he looks like, you would have an idea that it's Rob Van Dam.
What else could they get? Because we're in other stuff. I mean, there's other much more obscure stuff.
Well,
the Roseanne
episode,
that exist anywhere?
Well, I think on YouTube, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that would be something.
We're definitely in shock.
Oh, dude. Well, yeah, because so we're talking about the Roseanne talk show.
Right.
But like there's ones where like, I mean, she straight up talked to us.
Yeah.
And we were all in it.
Matt asked a question.
And we were all like there.
Like,
and then like multiple crowd, because we were in like 6 episodes?
Something like that. Because we did over a couple of days.
Yeah, right? It was like 4 or 6. I think they shot 2 a day, and I know we did at least 2 days of that.
There was at least 4, maybe more.
So, and you can like
we got like $45 an episode or something like that.
I remember we made like $400.
Yeah, like because we did that and we did some
for
other
college students. That's
it was
so
huge.
much money.
And for us to go to a TV taping,
and plus they gave us candy and stuff.
Well, because it was between that and then we also did the match game.
Oh yeah, and we got like a per diem to go to like because we went to because it was right at the Grove.
Right.
So we went to the farmers market. So I remember that was the like ATM fiasco.
It's not a joke. I'm hungry. Classic. I mean, he did it like 3 times because you came up and asked Matt, "Oh, you guys, where's an ATM?" He's like, "Oh, it's over there." And then you went away, and then you were like, "How'd you know?" We were like, "How'd you know there's an ATM over there?" He's like, "I don't know, I just made it up." Then he came back, "I can't find it." He's like, "It's over there. Go look over there." And he's like, and then I think like 3 or 4 times, you're like, "Oh!" And then we were all laughing, and you're like, "It's not a joke. I'm hungry." I think you wound up having to borrow money from one of us or something. Because I don't think there was an ATM.
There's still that because all those places are still casual.
Yeah.
There's like one place at the Grove that like the smartest place, and that's where there's a barbecue place, and that's where I always end up eating. Because I've taken money out at that, and the ATM that is at the Grove it's like a ridiculous fee. Because I remember I did it once and ended up being between my bank charging me a fee and that bank. It was like $10 in fees. So I'm like, never again.
Never. There's no excuse in this day and age to not take card. Anybody
Especially with Square.
Card.
Like
right.
now that Square exists,
So,
like if food trucks have cards, your like stall. I think they do it just because they're jerks or something.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's some kind of cartel going on there.
Well, I mean, they don't want to pay the little fee, but think of all the money you're not getting by not taking those cards.
It's crazy, especially since like that is such a rich area right there. I feel like they could be doing. I don't know. There's some kind of thing. I don't know. To this day, I mean, I don't know. I guess the last time I was there was a few years ago because I used to eat there all the time because that's like where like Matt lived there and like a bunch of I had a bunch of friends that lived like, so we'd always go there. Right. And like, yeah, I ate at that barbecue place all the time because it's like the one freaking place.
Yeah.
Like, but there's so many good, and then that would drive me crazy because there's so many good places there that I've always wanted to eat at. Like,
but they only take cash.
Like, there's a Mexican place that when I have had cash, I'll eat there, and it's like the best Mexican food. But like again, yeah, there's something weird because like it's just so weird because like the Grove Mall is like the fanciest mall in the country. Like one of the fanciest, and you got that farmer's market right there, and it's like right in the heart. And like you will see celebrity. Like every time I've ever been to the farmer's market, I've seen a celebrity. Yet freaking cash only all over the place.
Are celebrities just hanging out with cash all over the place?
I guess.
Is that what they do? Do they not know about cards?
Well, they have cards, but they probably just carry cash around on principle. I don't know, because I seriously see celebrities there. Every time I've ever been there, I have seen some, like usually like A-list, A or B.
Well, because it's right there by the lot. I mean, you can walk there.
Yeah.
So we should start recording.
Yeah, we're really.
What's up, Steve's in the chat?
Yo.
We've been
talking about food.
Very distracted. So anyway, for the people who are listening on YouTube, before we start recording, you can find a screen grab of those things. We'll give you a prize. It's like super inside. And Steve can do it too because you're here.
Yep.
That was garlic potatoes, sorry.
You had garlic potatoes?
Janelle made a little garlic potatoes this evening, and oh my gosh, they're so good. But I might have some garlic potato burps. So
are they like the flakes?
Yeah, it's like in a pouch, but they're amazing. And they're all different flavors.
I can't eat those. This just seems too weird.
No, it's so good.
Is your mic on? What?
He's got no sound. Have we been talking to nothing?
Yeah, it says there's sound coming out.
Sound. Should be. We should check on Audacity, see.
Oh, no.
Well, it shows sound.
Yeah, it shows.
I mean, it's like check.
Yeah, there's sound coming out. There's like the lights are up. Yeah. I don't know.
Which we should do an Audacity check before we record too.
Well,
let's see. We'll see if that. But yeah, there should be.
Well, the lights are on.
Yeah.
Check 1, 2, testing.
3, 5, 7, 9. Well, it's obviously recorded something. It's just not.
Are my speakers not on? What
are we doing? Weird. Obviously, it's getting a signal.
Hold on. Check. Yeah, we're getting.
Why is it not playing back?
I don't know. Check, check. Hello. Testing.
Trump. What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh, you got it now. Okay, so Steve's got sound there.
Can you hear us? You can hear us now? Okay.
All right. So I don't know what's going on with that other, but
I think now my computer is something.
if it's recording, I guess
Yeah, we don't know what it sounds
I
like.
don't know.
We'll
try it one more time. See if.
Let me close this.
Try reopening that.
Hold on, let me.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Oh wait. What is all this?
All right.
Why is it all crackly?
Maybe it's like it's overdriven or something.
What is happening? Why?
We'll try it now that you know it's going there.
Yeah, but
Just
that's
try
on
reopening
the.
Audacity though.
I don't know. Everything's stupid.
Okay. Microphone should be good.
Check, check, test. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Check, check, test.
All right.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello. Okay, that's fine.
That's good. So I don't know what that was, but it's fixed now, right?
Yeah, my computer's been weird lately. I don't know what's happening.
Looks nice on this monitor though.
It's a weird monitor, weird angle.
I know. Again, it was very cheap. No, that was the deal.
Why?
We'll talk about the deal if you want.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about the deal. It's dumb. It's too dumb to even talk about. Why do you like that? It looks like there's tape on it.
Because it's protecting it.
It's not protecting anything.
It's protecting it.
What?
Janelle made me pull it off of the TV that you got us. I like to keep it on.
It doesn't do anything except look dumb.
I like to keep it on a little plastic protective tape.
Ugh.
I still have it on my DVD player at home.
Oh my gosh, you're so crazy.
Why would they put it on there if it wasn't protecting it?
It's just for like shipping.
Yeah. So why it's protected here too?
Protected from what?
I don't know, stuff.
Nothing.
If you ever need an emergency cleanup, you could like rip it off real fast and it'd be clean. Take all that dust off. Tons of different opportunities there. All right, let's do it.
Let's get going here.
Let's do it. It's 11:22.
I'm like really hungry now because I haven't eaten anything since Applebee's. That Applebee's experience was no good, man.
It was good food though.
All I can think about was like the whole time, like, where's my soda?
All right, record. Tell us.
She was the worst.
It was bad.
But I still tipped.
Of course. You're gonna be a no tipper. I do.
Hello and welcome to another. Oh crap! We gotta move the microphone. It's too close to me. I just saw where it was. It's not in the middle.
All right, it's good.
Gosh, I think we'd figure this out by now. How many 160
something?
65.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Radio BrendoMan. I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
And we are here.
We're here
took us an hour to get going.
Yeah, if you want to hear, we got a long pre-show.
Well, no, there was like 30 minutes before we even started.
We were just like talking.
And I'm like looking at my Netflix queue and all this stuff.
I
was taking a nap.
Right.
And you...
I was like knocking for a while. And
knocking doesn't work.
It works during the day.
No, it doesn't.
Well, anyway, I knocked for a while. Then I rang the doorbell and you came out. You're like, oh. And I was like, are you taking a nap? Taking a nap. I took a nap earlier, but I got a little bit earlier wake up. So
well,
we're here now.
I figured I don't know. Just like if we'll get here, I'll wake up.
It's good. You're up now. Hour and 24 minutes later.
Yeah.
So we also have a little. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff if you want to listen to the pre-show. But we got a lot of good stuff in the regular show too. How you been doing? Other than napping, we went to Applebee's today.
And the service was like we had like because like I hadn't been to Applebee's in like years, and then we went to the Applebee's in Redlands, and
it was great.
It was amazing.
The lady had a pitcher.
The lady
she kept our drinks full.
Pitcher kept just giving us like I never even had to ask.
Yeah.
For a refill.
She was like playful. She was like giving her time. Oh, this guy wants more. I'm gonna have to cut you off. But as she's saying it, she's like pouring you more and more out of the
and
pitcher.
Like the manager was always like right there.
Yeah, kept coming over. I got a $7 coupon to come back.
And then like today, like I already knew we were kind of in for something when the server was like freaking out because she's like, oh. It might look like we have tables, but we don't because we're really backed up. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, because first the greeter lady said, okay, come right this way. And then a lady over at the bar is like, don't see them yet.
Yeah.
We're backed up back here, holding off. And she's like, okay, I guess it's going to be another 5 minutes. And we're like, there's tons of open tables. I wouldn't have minded just sitting and waiting at the table.
Yeah.
So that was a weird start. And then
like, seriously, like, the lady, we got our drinks, and then the lady like disappeared for like 20 minutes. Like we got our drinks, she took our order, and then disappeared. And then like, I know like sometimes people can give like difficult orders, but like, how hard is it to remember when a little kid asked for pickles?
That was like all he said. Like, can I please have a pickle?
And he ended up getting like a plain burger with like nothing on it. And I'm just like, what did she even write down anything? Like, how do you mess that up?
So that was,
I remember she came first. It seemed like she was going to be really attentive because like right away she's like, oh, do you want another Diet Pepsi? And that was when she disappeared.
Right.
She said, do you want another Diet Pepsi? And I'm like, yeah. And then I never got one. And then it took like, she came back like forever later. Well, we had to tell another lady like, can we get some more drinks here?
But that was like 20 minutes later.
It was like when our food came.
Yeah.
Then we could get from. It was ridiculous. And like, I'm sorry, when I pay $2.50 for a soda, like,
you want the refill? I'm
getting at least 4 sodas.
That's standard, right?
Like that's kind of my standard and like and I'm not a no tipper. I like 15%. 15% is my baseline, and it goes up from there.
Right.
And like I will go up to like if like because like I think I gave the last lady, I think I went up to like 30%.
Oh yeah, because she was amazing.
Because like she was incredible. And like because like if I don't even have to ask for a refill and my drink is always full, you're getting at least a 10% bump in your tips. Like that's all it takes for me.
Yeah.
And like because like that's all I care about. And like the food was fine, but like the service,
not just fine. Those sriracha shrimp.
The sriracha shrimp is like the greatest thing.
Oh my gosh, I would go there just for that, even if it's bad, because those are amazing. But even if it's bad, learn your lesson. Still tip. You can't be a no tipper.
No tippers.
Don't be a no tipper.
But yeah, so it was just like I'm like, and I was like, I'm done. But you're like, no, we got to give it 2 out of 3.
Yes, we had an amazing experience and then a very not amazing experience. So we got to see what the next one is. Could have just been an off day.
And your son basically told off work.
He's like, we had to talk about like because even again she messed it up, but he goes, excuse me, you forgot my pickles. Can I have a pickle, please? I'm like, okay, what you need to start out with is, may I please have a pickle?
This was just like a kitchen lady.
Right, it wasn't even the lady.
It was also weird just the way things were, it was so different than the last time. Because like 4 different people
Yeah.
brought us our food.
We didn't know who anyone was.
Like there was a different manager lady that kept coming out. Then that manager was like got mad. I think it was a new girl.
Yeah,
I think Steven called it.
because she got mad at the other girl for doing our check wrong or something.
Well, because now they want you to pay at the table, but nobody told us.
Right.
And then like I had already told her to split it, and like she forgot about that. I think it was a new girl.
Well, right, because then I had the coupon, and that
there was
messed
the
it up.
coupon thing. But it wasn't anything. We weren't.
It wasn't miserable. It was just a weird experience.
Yeah.
But even still, you know, I mean, like, no one was unpleasant. It wasn't unhappy. It was just
I just could have done with way better. Like we only got 1 refill the whole time, and it wasn't even from her.
No, it was like the manager lady.
Yeah.
No, we asked the manager lady.
No, we asked the last lady that brought us our food. That was really nice.
People.
There was a lady that brought us the food that was really nice that handled Luke basically like in a really good way. So I asked her,
right,
and she I think told the manager lady, and the manager brought us our sodas.
We were giving Steve like flashbacks in the chat here. He's like, I had to deal with this kind of thing working in restaurants. What restaurant again do you work at? We need to go there.
He works at
no, it's in Brando Valley.
He works at Tony Roma's
place for
Outback.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Outback Steakhouse.
Is that the song?
Steakhouse from a land down under. That's like an older one. I come from a land down under where they like a juicy steak. I'm serious. I swear. Is that a real Outback song. Like Outback Steakhouse from a land down under. I swear. I'm
like my Cranberry
Oh,
song.
dude. Oh, no, dude. No. I swear to God. I'm going to look that up right now because that is totally a thing. No. Your Cranberry thing is dumb.
That's what I've been listening to. Outback.
I swear that's a thing.
All right, let's hear it.
Yeah.
About 1,000 miles from you every day. But your senses like a keep trying to get there.
What?
Or explore.
That's not it.
It's not it.
No. I think you're making it up. Oh, this is with full lyrics. The Outback song. No.
This is like somebody's. What the heck? I'm not making this up. Dang it.
I don't know. It sounds like you're just making this up.
No.
Oh,
maybe it's just on the radio. I know it. I come from a land down.
What about mid-1990s Outback?
I don't think that's it. These aren't.
No. I don't know. You gotta find it. You'll have to find it.
Somebody find this song. I swear it is. Okay, Okay. Creation song. I don't want to watch Ken Hovind. No. Why did this play? What?
All right, we gotta get off YouTube. Now you're just looking at YouTube videos. I'm telling you, I think you're imagining this.
Yes.
From the land down
See,
under.
somebody. I gotta find it. I
don't think it's there. They must have wiped it from the record.
I know. It might have been a radio ad. I swear. Something a juicy steak. Steakhouse from the land down under.
Are you sure this is when like you and your brother sang?
No.
Hey, Carson, let's do that
Outback Steakhouse from the land. I swear. This is gonna drive me crazy.
No, I think it's like Transformers 2 when everyone couldn't remember that they had a giant robot battle. They've managed to wipe this from the entire population.
I swear this existed. I think it was a radio ad, not a TV ad.
All right. Someone's got to find it here. Outback Steakhouse. Eat some steak and get some food.
That's not. It was
Steakhouse.
Outback Steakhouse from a land down under. I swear. Why do you look? Don't look at me like that.
All right. So now that we've got this fictional song you made, I'm telling you, I think you and your brother just sang it so much that
No.
you guys thought it was real. It was just the song you sang when you wanted to go to Outback.
Oh, I'm gonna find it on YouTube, and I'm gonna just. That's not how it goes. Outback Steakhouse. It was like, I think it was like that Down Under song, like
the
the Men at Work song.
Men at Work.
Like, I think it was a play off of that.
All right.
I'm not imagining that.
We'll see.
How would I make something like that up?
You've never made a song up before? Come on.
Not like that. If I could make up a jingle like that, I'd be rich.
Outback. I could do that right now. Ready? Applebee's has lots of food for you and me. Do 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 do. There you go. $1 million right there.
Maybe that's what we could do, like when Uncle Joey and Uncle Jesse were doing the radio jingles.
We should just do jingles.
Is that our new business?
That's a new thing.
Do people still pay people
just
to do jingles?
Like DS sounds.
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Yeah, it could be.
All the jingles now are like rip-offs of other things.
But some of them.
Like, no, Derek and I had this conversation. There's not that many original jingles anymore.
Taco Bell is the place to go if you
They're
want
all
to
like
eat food.
rip-offs. And like one of the things he points out is like a lot of them are like from like doo-wop songs and like Temptations, because like you got it's the same old side, like there was like some like potatoes thing, and they actually had the Temptations, and then you had then also on Benson's Boombox they were just talking about the Crumbelievable, like what was that for? Crumbelievable. That was something. And then of course, I mean, you had then like the original. Like the last good original jingle is like the Chicken Tonight song.
I feel like chicken tonight.
Yeah.
No, there's other good ones.
Well, I mean, the only jingles I know now are like local car commercials.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Like that Keys,
ones that
but like some of them are based on. But even the Keys song is a ripoff. But like that song is like embedded in everybody's.
Give me a break. Give me a break. That's been around forever. That's still around.
But you know the Keys song?
Oh, yeah, $5 foot long. That's a good one. $5 foot long.
But you know the Keys on very nice? You know that song? Mm. You don't know the Keys car song? Then there's the You Won't Get 11 at Toyota of Orange.
Yeah,
that's all the local. I know all the local car commercials.
Then you got
the Cal Worthington song.
Well, of course, Cal Worthington.
If you want a car, truck, go see Cal.
What's the mattress one? Mattress to counters.
Oh yeah.
And then there's that furniture one. I used to have those memorized.
Well, that's where. Well, then that's where that SNL sketch with the John Malkovich, like the fact that they like the 588, the 1-800 588
2300 Empire.
Yeah.
Today.
And like, I cannot believe they cut that sketch.
No, that was genius.
Will Forte just screaming again. He's like 1-800 588 again. I'm like, why did they cut that? Did they think it was like too like SNL has referenced the Burbank Fries before and like other like crazy
really weird
like specific jokes. Like,
I wouldn't think anything would be too obscure for them.
Like like if you haven't watched it, you should watch Saturday Night on
Netflix.
It's not on Netflix.
Oh, it's not on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
It's the James Franco. Although, did you see that there is a Live from New York documentary?
Yes.
And that's coming out really soon.
Yeah.
So now there's
In and Out. That's another good one.
Oh yeah, that's a.
In and Out.
So we have 5 Guys out here.
Yeah.
In and Out is our exclusive.
Right.
Up until recently, well, I guess it hasn't happened yet. But the last big East Coast exclusive, now that we have 5 Guys, was Shake Shack.
Okay.
I don't know if I've never been
there.
It's like a New York City thing. West Hollywood is getting a Shake Shack.
Really?
We have everything. And now the East Coast is like, oh, because it's like because I remember somebody that I know was like, well, we've had Shake Shack forever. I'm like, hey, guess what? We have In and Out. Like we have In and Out now. Like
okay, no, there's a couple we're missing still. We don't have steak and shakes, do we? I don't think we have a steak and
Steak
shake.
and Shake is overrated.
No, okay.
You still talk about it like it's the greatest thing ever. You ate there once.
No, I've had it a couple times.
It's not good.
However,
There's
the
no
first time I
steaks.
went there, I got in an argument with the lady. I was an obnoxious teenager
It's a
at the time.
steak burger.
I know, but it says steak. I'm like, oh, I'd like to get a steak, please. And they're like, we don't have steak. I'm like, it's steak and shake. I want to get a steak and a shake.
It's a steak
Steak
burger.
burger. But the other one that we don't have,
We don't have Culver's.
and we don't have Culver's. We don't have Waffle House.
That's true. We don't have Waffle House
We don't have
here.
White Castle. I'm not saying these are ones we.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
need.
like good burger
All right,
places,
all right.
like that are like the best in the burger pantheon. Is that
White Castle is not part of that? By the way.
no? White Castle is horrible,
It's awful.
and Steak and Shake is only like seriously in the Midwest. Like I live there, I know that like Steak and Shake is like one notch above
What?
White
I thought it
Castle.
was good.
It's not that good.
Well, I liked it. But Culver's is the best, though.
Culver's is the greatest
The
thing in the
custard,
world,
frozen
and those
custards.
freaking butter
Butter
burgers.
burger. Oh gosh. Just the
That's
fact that
why
it says
everybody.
butter burger.
That's why everybody. That's why everybody in the Midwest is fat
Yeah.
because of freaking concretes.
They just straight up
Those-
call it butter burger.
Yeah, the butter burgers and those concretes made out of custard,
Yep.
where you have to eat it with a spoon.
Oh gosh.
Holy crap! Well, according to everybody I've ever talked to, Shake Shack has the best milkshakes, and they
Mm.
do have concretes, and the burgers are supposedly really good. But again, we have In-N-Out. That's where like when Five Guys happened, I feel like Five Guys did not have the impact that it. I mean, it's still
It still
good,
did.
but I don't think it had the huge impact like it did on the East Coast because we have
We already have
In-N-Out.
In-N-Out.
And it is
I love them
totally,
both, though.
they're totally different
Yeah,
burgers. And so I don't know where Shake Shack is going to fit in on all this, because I'm sure it's going to be like Five Guys, because there was only like one Five Guys here like forever,
Yeah.
and then it just like blew up.
The first one was over in
The
Cerritos,
first one was
wasn't
in Carson actually,
Carson.
but in like the
Cerritos, like,
old,
second one.
the Carson one. Well, forever it was just the Carson, and that Carson one was there for a long time, and I knew about it, but it was in like a really bad part of Carson,
Yeah.
where like you just didn't go, and like because it was like at that old mall, and it was like real ratty in there, and like because I remember like we staked it out, and like I don't want to go there, and then suddenly we waited like a year. Because I remember I ate at a Five Guys in Brooklyn, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, that was my.
And like,
The first time I did, I was on the East Coast.
was it at Dulles Airport?
It was
they
at
have
the
one at
airport,
the
at Dulles
airport.
Airport.
Yeah,
and I called Janelle on the phone because I was out there doing
yeah,
that thing,
the grant
the
thing.
grant reading thing, and I called her on the phone. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm having the best hamburger right now. I mean, this is great. The fries, I filled the whole bag up. It's the greatest
Yeah.
thing ever.
The filling the bag up with fries is kind of what does it for
Because
me.
I just ordered like a small burger and a small fries, and it was like way more than I could eat. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
But it is a little bit expensive, especially compared to In-N-Out, which In-N-Out is still.
In-N-Out's still definitely.
That's
the king
weird
of
that
cheese.
In-N-Out has become like the fast food burgers have gotten so expensive that In-N-Out is now like the cheapest.
Yeah.
Like that's weird to me.
It's always been pretty cheap though. It's always
Yeah,
been
but
on the
now,
lower
like,
end.
even compared to like Carl's Jr. and like other
Oh, yeah.
places,
Well, Carl's Jr. I don't know
that's
if you've been there.
that's still the funniest thing in
They
the
don't
world.
have the $6 burger anymore.
Because now it's just Carl's Jr. thick burgers.
Because it's more than $6 now.
The $6 burger, like the fact that they like became what they were advertising against.
Yep.
It's so
all those-
ridiculous.
all that, $6 for a burger. That's ridiculous.
Because now the $6 burger was they're more than $6.
Some
They're
of the,
like-
the $6
Some of them are like
burger combos,
$8.
some of the combos are like over $10 now.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Like $11 for
Yeah.
a combo.
If I'm gonna spend $11 on a burger combo, I'm going to Five Guys.
Yeah. Well, if you get like the little burger at Five
Yeah.
Guys, which is what I always get, it's not that much. It's not that bad.
But if you get a little burger and a soda and fries, you're looking at like $10.
Well, I guess because Janelle and I always split a
Yeah.
fry, so it's
If you're doing one person,
If you're doing
you
one
cannot eat for less than $10 if you want fries, a burger, and a soda.
But if you're going by yourself,
I do
it's
go with
different than
myself.
if you go with other people.
Yeah.
If you can like share a fry, because the fries are huge.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I can't share a fry.
Well, anyway,
See, you forgot what it's like living on your own.
I know it's different.
But because you guys get to do the cool thing that I've like always wanted to do, where you basically get two main dishes.
Oh yeah, I get to try
'cause
everything,
You get to like it's
and I
it's
can
not fair.
I can manipulate my kids to get the food. If I want to taste something on the kid menu, I get to do that too.
Yeah, you were working on all cylinders today.
Oh yeah. You want a hamburger over here, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you,
get you a hamburger.
you think you like this pizza bread
Yeah,
thing.
that's good.
And like, so,
I get to try it all. It's bad. It's good and bad. There's a reason that I've gained weight since I've been a dad. Because basically at the end of the meal, I'm like, okay, what's left? It's daddy time.
yeah. So that's the latest burger talk.
That's
Is
fast
that
food talk.
we're getting Shake Shack.
Hey, this is appropriate for our first meal we got, actually.
Because I'm totally, as soon as that, I think that Shake Shack opens like real soon. And
Where is it going to be?
It's like in West Hollywood. It's like I think it's right by, it's like it's gonna be right near like, because Jensen posted that it's right near Gallery 1988.
Okay.
So that's like on Melrose right there. And
That's
like
cool.
I think it's gonna be by like Pink's and like that's gonna end up because you also know I haven't been to it, but we got that famous New York hot dog chain too, the papaya one.
Oh yeah.
We have those now. Like I haven't been to it. Like it's on Seinfeld, the papaya one that's on Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Is it Papaya King or
yeah, something like
or
that.
Ed's Papaya?
They had those because they had them in DC, I think too. Because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's what I got. Because I got it like this famous.
So they have
hot dog
those,
stand that-
and we have Dunkin' Donuts now.
Yeah.
And they're starting to move into Orange County, and I feel like it's only a matter of time before we get them. And then, so I don't know what the schedule is, but like, isn't the Inland Empire like a year behind?
Yeah,
Like,
we're not. I mean, we get it before like Central, but we're definitely like behind the other.
like, but when we get a Dunkin' Donuts, like it's all
It's
over.
bad news. We still haven't taken to the.
I
Cronut
saw
shop
another
there.
place that had cronuts, but I
Where?
didn't get. I don't. It was like some place when we were up in NorCal.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like cronuts, and Benson's like, what?
Oh,
I'm like,
dude.
and I'm like, apparently they're like the
You
greatest
gotta
thing in
have
the
a
world.
Cronut. I know. I mean, I want you to have one because I want you to have that experience, but I'm also
But
scared.
is it gonna be like something where once I have it, I'm gonna
'Cause
like
it's right by the
crave
freeway
it all the
off-ramp,
time?
so
Yeah,
every
but I
time-
don't use that off ramp like ever.
Because yeah, it
Because
makes
it's the
sense.
Boulevard
Yeah.
off ramp, right? Because it's that donut shop right there. Yeah, I never get off there.
Well, let me tell
What
you.
if I start doing it?
Oh God.
Like when I found out that when you told me about that Del Taco, when you showed it to me, the Del Taco at County Line Road,
Yeah.
some mornings I do take that way just so
to
I
go to
get
the
some
Del
breakfast
Taco.
burritos.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe I would start doing
Oh
that.
my gosh, I'm telling you, like you have to get there early. They're so popular, they sell out. It's like barbecue in the Midwest, like or the South or whatever. Like once that everyone gets up and does their morning thing, and also like because we've stopped by sometimes on the way to Janelle's school. We don't try not to do it too much, but if you're after like a certain time, like that parking lot is gridlocked. I've been stuck in there. Janelle was like almost late to school one morning because I couldn't get out of the parking lot.
Well, this doesn't sound appealing at all.
Because the donut shop shares a small parking lot with the Starbucks. So like it's just once 7 o'clock hits, it's over. That thing is like you have to park at the gas station and walk over.
I'm not doing that.
But dude, let me tell you, once you had a Cronut,
So is it
you'll
like
be walking
it's like
over.
a croissant
It's a croissant
in a donut form?
It's like a croissant like punched into a circle, and then it's got like caramel ones or chocolate or glazed or whatever. Like, it's amazing. Oh gosh, I want to get a Cronut right now. It's open 24 hours.
Yeah, but you said they don't have them.
Well, sometimes if you go late enough at night, you can catch the ones they're making for the next morning.
Like if we went right now.
But we shouldn't do that. I can't do that. I definitely can't do that.
I'm hungry.
Oh gosh.
I'm like really hungry.
It's not helping that we've been talking about food the entire show. Let's do some reader mail.
April Richardson was talking about how the main reason why she wants a significant other is to prevent her from spur of the moment pizza ordering. And I'm like, me too. Like pretty much, maybe we could be pizza ordering accountability partners.
Yeah, I mean that only goes so far though because
if two people,
you both do because I can't tell how many times they're like pizza, okay, pizza.
because that could turn into enablers.
Yeah, it definitely
Pizza.
does.
But I like unchecked. Like that's like I don't know. I've had to like rate my finances, but I feel like maybe that's why I'm in financial trouble. Because
Pizza.
like if you look at how much money I've spent on freaking ordering pizza,
Yeah, it's not the cheapest option.
but it's
Good
so
though.
great. Especially, I've told you about. Have you had the Papa John's brownie yet?
No, so I haven't done that.
It's the best thing in the world.
The problem is, you get home and you're like tired. And you're like, oh, I don't know, I want to cook. I don't want to go out. order pizza. Don't have to do anything. And then with pizza, the kids are excited. Good. All right, now let's read them out.
All right.
Because it ties into what we're talking about.
All right, J. Paul, which I think is Jason Paul, John Paul,
Well,
Joe Paul,
Jimmy Paul
on Reddit. This is from our Reddit, our subreddit.
Oh, cool.
If you go to reddit.com/r/radio BrendoMan, there's also a link now on
the top of the page.
On the top of radiobrendo.com. And I had a segment suggestion thread because we were talking about like some segments. So because I was talking about ones that we've kind of haven't done in a long time. So and also new ones. So he suggested some new ones. So one is he loves Phil's Freaky Movie Corner. His ability to watch through horrible movies and eye for obscurity is quite admirable. Ha!
I appreciate that.
So
we kind of resurrected it fairly recently.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been meaning to do this one, and I think we'll have time to do it this week. If you remember correctly, I got the for my Secret Santa thing.
Yeah.
I got the Richard Karn's.
Did you watch it yet?
I haven't watched it yet, so I need to I pulled it out this week though.
Yeah, Mark Bolton got it for you.
Mark Bolton surprised me with the how to make money on the internet that I've talked about
VHS
forever.
Tape.
VHS tape. So I'll be watching that this week.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Because you have the secrets of the internet.
I have secrets of the internet. Now I need to know how to make money on it.
So what were some of the secrets of the internet?
Oh my gosh. Well, I've talked about it before, but we'll revisit it a bit. But okay, so it's supposed to be about the internet.
Yeah.
And so for instance, they have this site and it shows all these clips of cool stuff. You could fly a fighter jet in Russia. Right? And you can go and rent. They have these decommissioned fighter jets, and you can sign up and fly them on there. And you're like, what does that have to do with the internet? Well, they have a website, and you can contact them through their website. And basically, there's all these amazing things you can do, and it's great because they have websites, and you can go to their website and get their phone number.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's the secrets of the internet.
Oh,
that's all it was.
My other favorite was you have that kids guide to the internet.
Yeah, the book.
And the first thing it says is talking about it's teaching kids how to get into chat rooms.
Be polite when you're talking to strangers.
I'm just this is the worst book about internet. I'm pretty sure kids got molested because of this book.
It's like a child predators.
It's written by child predators. Hey kids, go to these chat rooms and it's be polite and there's no warnings. There's nothing says don't give out your
people are nice on the internet.
Yeah, it's basically you can go into
a great way to meet new friends.
Yeah, that's basically what these chapters say. And I'm
it's targeted at 8-year-olds.
It's for kids.
Yeah,
it's basically telling little kids, hey, go into these chat rooms.
It would be
nothing bad will ever happen.
If someone wrote getting a cool ride from the van,
yeah,
at the park, getting free candy at the park,
yeah,
a guide to how to,
yeah.
So anyway, well, I think that's cool. I'll do that one next week, and we'll try to. I mean, it's not like I'm not watching. I don't have tons of crazy old movies.
Now that you pointed this out, I did actually have an answer for this, and now I think I've forgotten it.
Okay.
But he gives a new. Since you guys love food.
Yes, we do. Guilty as charged.
We did just talk about food for an hour.
Yeah, so
since you guys love food, I'd also suggest a game I did once on my podcast.
Which you got to let us know what that is.
Yeah.
So we can check it out.
You get $12, and you are at the Ultimate Food Court, and you can get any combination of food from any fast food joint. How do you spend your money?
This past, present, or future? Can
this
I get
is any time.
Something that's out that is not made anymore? And does it have to be something that's at a food court?
It says any fast food joint.
Okay.
So here's my answer.
Okay.
Because it's a dream of mine.
Okay.
I mean, we talk about it a lot. I want to do the McRib Shamrock Shake combo.
Oh, okay.
But I'm talking old Shamrock Shake because I still contest that those McCafe
not the same thing
shakes
anymore.
Are bogus. Because the syrup and then they stir it in. It's not like the pre-mix.
Right.
I know that mix is not good for you, and that's why. But I don't care. That's a McDonald's milkshake to me. So I want the Shamrock, but then I do a Shamrock Shake McRib combo, but then I also want the original Burger Buddies.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Burger Buddies.
And the original Chicken Littles, an original Chicken Little, only 39 cents.
So you can still get all that under that.
And the Burger Buddies were what, $1?
Yeah, something like that. Well, and then you had the big, you had different sizes.
Yeah, and
If you're going by original prices, definitely you can get that for $12.
well, and I remember because this was at the height of like the '50s nostalgia and the '80s, so they had a bunch of different '50s songs for the Chicken Littles. Because there was the one where Chicken Littles, Chicken Littles, and then they had the Doo Wah Diddy one.
Oh
where
yeah,
it's
yeah.
only 39 cents. Like I just remember Chicken Littles at KFC. And then it was only 39 cents. But now they're $1 and they're not Chicken Littles. The Chicken Littles that they call Chicken Littles now
Not
are
the same.
bogus.
That's the same era when they did Imagine You and Me.
Oh, the Golden Grams?
Yeah.
I can Golden Grams.
Ronnie and Graham Cracker Crunch. Golden Grams.
Yeah, that was like at the height of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then I don't know, because I was also thinking like, no, I think I'd do the that's what I do.
All right, so
And a McDonald's Coke,
well, definitely,
because that's
and those are only
the
$1.
ultimate. Yes,
Even now.
because the McDonald's Coke mix, as every person that should know, is the best Coke mix in the world.
I want to go. Okay, I want to go for.
Oh wait, no.
What?
If we're talking all time, I want a Ramblin' Root Beer.
Oh, okay.
Because you try and find on the internet what happened to Ramblin' Root Beer. There's no real answer.
It's just gone.
No, it's just gone.
Just rambled
Some
off
people
into the sunset.
some people argue that like Ramblin' became Barks, but the timeline doesn't add up. Barks was around before Ramblin'. So then some people say they just merged it into Ramblin'.
That's what I read.
Coke bought it. But that does not. I know what Ramblin' Root Beer tastes like.
Well, but maybe it doesn't exist anymore. But they bought it in order to, alleviate competition.
They totally did, because it just flat out. Because Ramblin' Root Beer was its own thing.
Yeah.
And it was only like, because I remember the Roberto's at Solana Beach had it. Chuck E. Cheese had Ramblin' Root Beer. Not too many places had Ramblin' Root Beer, and it was the best root beer. Like, my brother and I will still just be sitting and be like, Ramblin' Root Beer. And, like, it's gone, man. Like, it's totally gone.
Is there cans? Like, can you get them on eBay?
I don't know. I don't even want to know.
I don't think they would be good anymore, but...
I don't know. Maybe this might be a case for Matt at Dinosaur Dracula, who... I should tell...
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. On my Brendo corner.
Oh, on your Brendo. Okay. So, real quick for mine... Okay, since we're talking about, like, all things past, I would go completely things that are not available
You want a
anymore.
McDLT?
Oh, gosh, I did love McDLTs.
But when you think about that, they're not even... It was just lettuce and tomato on it.
Yeah, but I still like getting them. No, but you know what I really like? What were those ones called at McDonald's? They were like it was like the Royale, but it wasn't that.
Oh,
it was
the McLean Deluxe? Or no,
it wasn't that.
The Arch Deluxe.
Arch Deluxe.
Which
That's
that like
came in the two
that
halves,
almost. Right? Oh no, the two halves was McDLT.
That's McDLT.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was thinking of.
You're thinking of if they came separated and you put them
together, right?
That
okay,
was a McDLT.
But there was another one later on. There's been a couple that I wish came back.
But then the Arch Deluxe, that's the one that was like the new buns and everything.
Right.
That almost killed McDonald's.
Okay, then there's another one after that.
There was the McLean Deluxe.
Okay.
There was the Big and Tasty.
Big and Tasty, that's the one. I want Big and Tasty.
Big and Tasty's just a Whopper.
No, it was different though, and I love the Big and Tasty.
It was just them trying to be the Whopper.
And the Big and Tasty. Still, it was good.
It was they were pretty big for a McDonald's.
It was the McDonald's version of it, and
yeah.
I like Whoppers too. So I want a Big and Tasty, I mean DLT, but I also want a crispy shrimp taco from Rubio's.
Oh yeah, that was my other thing.
That is my ultimate.
Like before I came up with the McRib Shamrock Shake combo, which is like the fabled, because they're never together.
Yeah.
But that was my answer, was the crispy shrimp tacos from Rubio's
with vanilla Coke.
Yeah,
which they still have.
I still go to Rubio's just to get the vanilla Coke on fountain, because that is the only place you can. You can get bottled vanilla Coke.
Well, you can do it at the sodas. What do you call them?
Yeah, but that's not real vanilla Coke.
It's not,
because that's a syrup injection of vanilla syrup. It's not the pre-mixed vanilla Coke.
Right. So it's good, but it's different. The vanilla Coke at Rubio's. So I would get crispy shrimp tacos with vanilla Coke. That's pretty, I think I could get that with the original price Big and Tasty, maybe a McDLT.
The Big and Tasty was 99 cents.
But then the other two, like most ultimate things that I miss, that were like I don't even think either of them ever made it out of testing phase. But at Carl's Jr., there was a while they were doing those steak sandwiches, and they had a Tabasco one.
You guys,
I got to do
talk about this all the time.
It was like one of my ultimate. Like we walked in and they're like, "Oh, we're doing a testing. Like, would you guys like to try it?" And
did
like
Flamas Doritos tacos ever come out?
I don't think so.
Oh man, so we had those.
They had because they didn't do it Flamas. They did just like the hot.
But it wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same though.
Because those were spicy.
Those were really good too. But we walk in and they said they were testing this new line of sandwiches and they would give us free lunch if we'd try it and do surveys. And we tasted it, and it was like the best thing ever. This Tabasco, I only had it one time, and I dream of it still. And then years later, the one down right by Disneyland, Carl's Jr., and they did this habanero burger.
I had that.
You had it because I told you about it. I'm like, dude, this is the best burger. We would drive out of our way just to go there. I think I got it like 3 or 4 times. And then they stopped having it, and it never came out.
What was the other thing that Carl's had that they haven't had in forever that was like the best thing? Oh, the Captain Crunch milkshakes.
Captain Crunch milkshakes.
Holy crap,
I want that too. Oh, my gosh.
Those things.
And then while we're at it, let's get a chocolate malted crunch malt from Jack in the Box.
Some Jack in the Boxes still have those.
And I haven't seen one in a long time, though. It's probably been 5 years.
I found one, because I remember I found one that had it, and I told you, and then you went, and then that one got rid of it.
Yeah. The last one I remember getting was like down at Seal Beach. That one beach there.
When I was
on the sunburn day.
It
was like the last time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The Rite Aid still has the chocolate malted crunch.
You can still get the chocolate malted crunch, yeah.
But that was chocolate malted crunch shakes.
Yeah.
But those Captain Crunch, because that was
Crunch malt.
Because that was when Carl's was doing like crazy stuff with their milkshakes.
They still do all kinds of weird stuff, but that was
Captain
the ultimate.
Crunch shakes.
So then that was at the same time they had Captain Crunch malts. It was because they did malts.
And they had the habanero burger.
Habanero burger. Like that was my ultimate. Like, oh my gosh, I'm salivating just thinking about it.
That habanero burger was like the best thing.
It was incredible. That sauce, because it was hot, but it wasn't like unbearable hot. It was just the best sauce. All right, so I think I'm over my $12 at this point. But I just had to get those are my food nostalgia. And then not fast food, but baked Cool Ranch Doritos, still the best flavor, and Jumpin' Jack Doritos. I want those back.
Wasn't Jumpin' Jack back for a little bit?
It was, but it was.
You still claim it's not the same.
It's not the same. It was not the same.
Because I had it and it was good.
It was good. I liked it.
Okay,
a lot, but it was not the same.
So I did have there's a new Doritos thing that Matthew. Not Matthew. I keep wanting to say Matthew, but it's just Matt from Dinosaur Dracula had pointed him out. It's the closest thing to Doritos 3D.
Yeah, I had these too.
So they're from the Jack brand, which almost threw me off because I'm like, no, Jack. I don't like Doritos Jacked.
Right.
But they're Doritos Jacked. I don't know what they're called.
They're like the 3Ds. They're like a triangle.
And they're Avengers. It's Avengers.
We got the Hulk ones.
And they have them at Subway. I've only seen them at Subway.
I can't remember where Janelle got them. She got it at like a Walmart or something.
I think they're at the store now, but I got mine at Subway. They're really good.
Yeah. What flavor did you get?
I don't know.
Ours was like jalapeno.
Yeah, I think it was
something like that.
But it just because Doritos 3Ds were awesome.
Well, and I think these are even better. Like, I don't know. They're really good.
Well, then speaking of other chips, we're back in chip talk. So I gave you a coupon for them, which you got to use.
Yes.
So I got a what was it? Oh, it was a Clout. Yeah, I think it was a Clout for Totino's pizza chips.
Right.
And at first I thought, because just from like the first look, I thought they were going to be like those Ninja Turtles pizza snacks, which those are the best things of all time.
Those were amazing.
As again, Matt from Dinosaur Dracula, forget about the like turtle pies, which were good.
Yeah.
It was all about the
snacks.
Pizza snacks were the best thing to come out of the Ninja Turtles.
I think I talked about it before, but when they went out, my parents went to like Big Lots. I think it was Pick and Save at the time, and bought out the stock, and we like rationed those for months. And there was a time, so we had like one bag left, and my parents dropped us off. Like they were going out of town or something, and we stayed like with their friends for a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
The friends had like tons of animals, and like a bunch of dog hair got into the last bag.
Oh no!
This is how like this is so gross. I can't
Were
even
you like
believe this.
separating the
I
dog
went
hair?
through and like picked it out and separated them individually because they were so good. I could not waste the last bag. That's how nasty and that's how delicious they were. I was willing to do something that nasty.
So
those.
So I got the Totino's pizza chips, and because they sent me 2 bags plus a coupon for another free bag plus a drink cozy and a pair of sunglasses.
That's right.
Which were like kid-sized sunglasses. So Luke took those.
Yes, he's very excited about those.
He looked like Daredevil when he was
Totally.
wearing them.
Yeah, because he was wearing them inside and
He
they're
was
real
wearing
dark.
them inside. They were really dark. And right now, all I can think of is Daredevil.
Right.
But yeah, so now what I'm saying, because another long lost food item, but it is comparable to another long lost food item, and that is Keebler Pizzeria chips.
Yep.
And those things were awesome. And I'm telling you, I think the Totino's pizza chips are the same. I think it's the same thing.
I can't wait to try them.
They're really good. It's got like that perfect pizza flavor. Like, you know how pizza combos at times can be a little too much?
Yeah.
Like,
I still like them.
they're good. Speaking of combos, so they've come up with like just flat out fat flavors. Because there was one, I only saw it once. It's gone from the store, and I should have gotten it where it was just frosting. It was seriously just frosting, a frosting combo.
One step away from lard.
So, but they still had one. It was
Sweet lard.
This was but the one that I did have, it was like caramel and something.
Ooh.
In a combo. It was the best thing. They still have those at Walgreens.
What's in Idiocracy, the tub that they eat out of? What's that stuff called? We're not that far off.
We're not that far. We're not that far. But it was just frosting.
Yeah.
So they had the frosting one. They had these caramel ones, which the frosting ones are gone. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they realized we went too far. We went too far. And so yeah. So they have the caramel one. So I had those. Those were pretty good. But you know what wasn't impressive?
What's that?
And I should have listened to the guy because he comic book guided me on like the purchase of them. Was the I think it's like the bacon mac and cheese Lay's or something.
Oh yeah,
not so good.
I mean, those are things that would probably be good like for real, but a flavor of that I could see not being. I don't
still
like
mad
fake bacon flavor.
Yeah, I'm still mad that they took away the siracha Lay's because those were awesome.
Yeah.
They still have the Tapatio Doritos. I can get those anytime
Those
I
are
want.
amazing. And
they're great. But I'm like, I would love to have the sriracha because that sriracha burger. This is food.
Sriracha burger is really good too.
It's sriracha burger, Jack in the Box.
Yeah, Jack in the Box.
Really good.
This all started from talking about sriracha shrimp, right? Oh, I guess in his question there.
Oh,
we're way past $12 at this point, so I don't think I followed the game rules very well. But
my gosh! So, did we talk about this?
What?
Because now I was thinking about, okay, you know how I posted that link of the guy, the AV Club interviewed the kid that won, 2 of the kids that won the Super Toy Runs, which those are, that's crazy. And it made me all the more jealous because like as great as you think it is when you listen to what those kids, it was like it turned out like there were no rules.
It's for people that don't know. It's like it was an old Nickelodeon contest, and you got to go to Toys R Us or KB,
5 minutes,
and you
to
can
just
anything you can grab, you get to keep.
And then it turned out like there were no rules. Like they're like I didn't even like some of them they finished ahead of time or they finished late. They weren't even keeping track of time.
Yeah.
It was just like getting shots, and then they're like, oh yeah, because then I guess Mike O'Malley like coached him,
He like helped him
and
out.
he's like, and he told one of the kids, anything that hits the floor is yours.
All they had to do is just run down the aisle and
knocking stuff over. And I'm like, and then like they answered the question because I'm like, why wouldn't you just go to video games and just get all video games? And apparently the producers were like, you have to go to multiple areas. But he even said, he's like, I had every video game.
Yeah.
And just thinking about that.
Because they had all those little papers that you grab.
And I'm like, you would just get and it showed the kid. They showed their picture.
Yeah.
Dude had like 3 Genesises and like every game, like because when they shipped the toys, like that's
they shipped it all from Hawaii in like huge crates. It's a great article.
But anyway, but I went to that article series on the AV Club, and it's because they interview people from like big people that do this, do that, and one of the ones that they did, they also found people that got to be in Supermarket Sweep.
Really?
And they were talking about that, and that kind of was a little bit of a, because it turned out it was like the smallest like little supermarket set ever, and then like and a lot of the stuff was like fake.
Because the Toys R Us one, like it's everything we thought it would be
and more, but it was still cool. And then I was thinking like the Supermarket Sweep, like I always dreamed about that, like doing that food, but like you don't get to keep that food.
Yeah. Whereas the toys, they literally just shipped them off. I love too that
there was one where the train got hijacked or something, and like they don't know what happened to like half.
So he doesn't know if he got, but he still got like tons. He
still got like tons of stuff.
But like the stories afterwards too is almost like the stories you read of like lottery winners, where like friends, people wanted to be their friend because they had all the toys and they didn't know like who to trust, kind of thing. Like it's crazy.
But like I just can't imagine like, and then he's even said it because like toys that like as kids we only dreamed of having. He's like, I had all those, I had everything, and like he's like I remember I drove my mom crazy because he got all the Hot Wheels tracks. I remember all the crazy race tracks, and then Domino Rally because like that was the toy. Even I never had Domino Rally.
I actually did. I still have my old Domino Rally.
But like, can you imagine? Like there were so many sets.
Yeah, I had one set.
This guy had like everything.
Right.
And like they're just talking about the hundreds and hundreds of dollars and how like the parents took the cash because you got like $1,000 or
and they had to
and they used that to cover the taxes because you had to pay taxes on everything, which is probably like because it was like tens of thousands of dollars worth of toys.
Gosh,
like that's so nuts.
Yeah, definitely. Those are cool articles.
Can you imagine just having every video game, like just all the video games?
I have a lot of video games now, but he's had them all. But back then too is different because I have tons of NES games now. But it's because I was able to buy them up at pennies.
Yeah, but like as a kid, like unless you're like a super rich kid, because I had rich kid friends that just got all the time. But like for a normal kid, video games it's like birthday and Christmas.
Yeah.
And like that's
and then I would save up
and you had to
buy one other.
Yeah. And I remember saving up money and then like especially during Super Nintendo, like games got really expensive. Yeah. Like it was
People
funny.
complain now about games being
like
$60.
Somebody I forgot. I feel like it was. This sounds like a Jensen Karp tweet. I think it was Marty DeRosa tweeted about how people complain about $5 games on the download stores. It's like I paid $90 for Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
Like. Shut up! Like you guys have no idea.
And it was worth it. It was worth every penny.
Yeah, because some of those Nintendo games were like so expensive, and because I thought it, because I looked at it, and I remember, and then I remember the first game I bought with my brother and I bought our Super Nintendo with our own money, and that was $200. That was like, was it $199?
I think so.
It was like $199, but in like $199, $1992.
Yeah.
And we saved that up, like doing chores, working in my dad's office, like actually working.
That was in a time when you can go to the movies for like $2.50.
Yeah.
Like the real movies.
I have all my ticket stubs, yeah. Like they were like below $3. Yeah. And
now we're just doing old man on the porch talk.
But yeah, so and then I remember I bought Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition,
those ones are like,
and it was $75.
Yeah,
$75 freaking bucks.
That's why even back then I would like scour the discount ones to try to find,
like a warehouse and like all like because they did have discount bins, but it would be like.
But even still, those were $30.
It was like $30, $40. Back in my day, we played games on boards. Steve, but it is crazy. All right. We got another letter.
Well, real quick, thank you for J. Paul for writing, and let us know about your podcast. I'm curious what you're doing.
Yep. All right. Well, you could ask him on Reddit by responding to his comment.
I could, and I'm on Reddit-ish.
You're on Reddit?
I have it.
A little bit.
I up thumb stuff.
All right. Craig from the Res. First Craig from the Res we've gotten in a while.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Hey, guys. Thought I would offer some commentary. First, I want my due for bugging Brendo for months to sign up as an Amazon affiliate. What does that mean? Like you want money?
He just wants credit.
I've given him credit.
Credit again.
Well, you can thank you.
Good job.
Because it was Craig.
And that's been really cool.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff from Amazon is Craig. So thank you. And he says with the large amount of cheese. This is Matthew's cheese.
Yeah, Matthew bought all the cheese, 22 pounds.
Which I got some. I already ate it all. It was good.
You said it was good. I took a little taste.
I would vacuum seal it and store it in one of our freezers. Thaw is necessary. Highly recommend a vacuum sealer if, like us, you have harvests. I know Phil does.
That's true. I don't have a vacuum sealer.
You need a dehydrator.
I do need a dehydrator. My brother got a dehydrator. Well,
was that his?
That was him on the thing, yeah.
What's he buying a dehydrator for?
He's dehydrating all kinds of stuff.
Give him some apricots.
I don't have any right now, but I'm going to.
I want dehydrated apricots.
Right now I'll have his oranges still, and I don't think a dehydrated orange would be good. I don't know. Can you dehydrate oranges?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Make powder, but anyway.
Like we have hunting season and need the meat to last all year. That is why we now have 2 full-size freezers. And that was like, well, my grandpa, I remember like in the Midwest, a lot of people have like those because you buy like my grandpa would like buy like a whole cow from a butcher.
Right.
And then you have your meat for like a year. Like, I remember my mom got like a quarter of a cow or something, and we had steak for like 6 months.
That's awesome.
Because like it's really cheap when you buy it like in bulk like that. And
or yeah, as Steve points out, if you're just buying in bulk.
Yeah.
You get Costco. My parents froze everything. I'll tell you the one thing though that they froze that drove me nuts. They would always freeze bread. They would buy like huge
frozen bread is the worst because then when you
defrost it, it's just not.
It's like super soggy. Like away for like the first bread is super soggy, and then it's just not the same afterwards.
Yeah, it does not. It does not. I mean, I understand if you have to do it, but that was always the worst. Like that, you got that one. You know, they would buy huge things, so you get like one fresh loaf, and then by the time you're done with that, you're on frozen. Anyway, okay, so that's a good recommendation.
All right, and then he says, I think he's talking about shirts here. He says better quality, sure for sure. I think he meant better quality shirt.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the shirt.
Mine didn't last too long until it was into sleep rotation. So
well, at least it's on the pajama rotation.
I wasn't even able to wear it at Podfest.
I'm sorry about that. That's a bummer.
And then he questions growing a garden this year.
Yes. But there's different stuff. Like right now we have sugar snap peas and onions.
How'd the radishes turn out?
The radishes did not do well, but we hit that like it was real cold, I think, for a little bit or something. No, I mean they grew in, but they didn't like ever develop well. There's still a couple stragglers, but I don't think anything's gonna happen with it. I don't know. I didn't do it right, I guess. I'm new at the garden part especially. But some of them, like we have sugar snap peas, we've gotten a couple of those in already.
Peppers turned out.
The peppers were great, but that plant, I gotta like replant them because that didn't last.
Did you keep any seeds?
No, Matthew, I'd already bought like new stuff. I could have, but I used them. Sugar snap peas. We have onions. We have potatoes and strawberries. That's what we got right now, and we're gonna put another pepper one in. And we'll see. The carrots. We also planted carrots with the radishes and those. I didn't do something.
Isn't strawberry season like over?
Well, but they keep going though. I don't know. Again, I'm new at this, and Matthew's kind of spearheaded the whole garden thing. So, I mean, I just have the land.
So you can have some more squash he doesn't want.
He has not planted squash. No, we're gonna have to talk about this if he's gonna plant more squash. Although to be fair, last time he just bought a bunch of mystery plants. We didn't know what they were gonna be. So, you know.
All right. Then he says, and then he ends it part 1, comma, Craig from the res. So I guess it was a 2-part.
So we're awaiting the sequel.
And I never got it. So I don't know.
Well, maybe it's for next time.
Or maybe it's a autocorrect failure. I don't.
It could be. Know. He could have been dictating it like to his phone or something. So anyway, well, thanks for writing, both of you guys. And if you guys want to write into us, send us a link or send us a thing through their contact form.
Yeah.
Go to Facebook or BrendoMan@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
All that stuff works.
You know what else works?
Using Stitcher.
It does. It works great.
I just got my new phone.
Yeah.
And I have to put Stitcher on it. But you just go in the App Store Got my OnePlus One phone. I just got my case for it. Dude, Amazon Prime ordered the case yesterday, came today.
Nice.
One day.
That's Amazon Prime.
We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so I got my mobile phone here. You can listen to podcasts on your phone. I use it at school all the time. Load up Stitcher, listen to those podcasts.
Nice.
Right there on the web, but also on your mobile device.
And if you've never signed up for Stitcher, you can use the code BrendoMan. Help us out a little bit.
Your free account.
It's all free.
And don't forget the thumbs up when you're listening to the show. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I listened to the latest episode of Benson's Boombox. I'm listening to it. I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And I had to ask Benson. It's just him and Chris doing. They basically, it's like a contest where they're doing commentary on a movie, but you have to guess what movie it is, and it's the whole episode. They do the whole movie.
So spoiler alert,
I figured it out.
Okay.
But so I texted him. I'm like, is this whole episode you doing commentary of the movie? And he's like, yes, it is.
All right. That's cool.
Okay.
That's the great thing about podcasting is you can do
anything. It is funny. It's funny because I don't even need to be watching the movie. And it's pretty funny.
Just hear them talking about it?
Yeah.
Now I want to go listen and see. Don't tell me.
It's so... I wonder
how long did it take you to figure out?
I figured it out pretty quickly because they kind of screwed up.
Is it a movie that I would have it's something
I don't know. I don't know. The only reason why I knew what it was is because I think I watched it one late night with Derek and Ross. It's a really dumb movie. I feel like it might have been something Janelle made you watch. It's like a romantic comedy.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a chance I could figure it out.
But it's really dumb.
Okay. I'll check it out.
You gotta listen to it. I want to know if you can figure it out.
Then. All right.
And so it's cool. I'm listening to Benson's Moonbox again. Listen to the Blaze 90210 podcast. I'm all caught up now on that show. It's great.
You're doing that,
and then we're gonna be on that Sunday. Derek and I are gonna be on it. I'm so excited. But our episode probably won't be on for a while because it's part of their in between season episodes, and they haven't finished the first season yet, like on the show, but they've recorded everything.
Because you guys are going to be talking about the new.
We are trying to convince them that new 90210, because they don't even acknowledge that it's canon, which to me that's completely insane. Because Kelly and Brenda and they're on the show, so I'm like, what? That's not them. Like, how does that work? So anyways,
it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to hear about that.
I'm scared I'm gonna get in an argument with these girls and they're gonna get mad at me. The problem here's the problem in New 90210.
Okay.
As much as I like Rob Thomas and Gabe Sachs and Jeff Judah, I don't know if they were the best choice for a CW female-driven 90210. And I think you can tell like they were in over their heads as far as that goes. And even Rob Thomas is like, they were going in a direction we didn't really want to go in. And so they hired, so season 1 is like a very distinct tone. And then season 2, they hired one of the showrunners from Gilmore Girls, and she took over and she basically saved the show, because then it goes in the direction that the show would go in, which is half crazy insane. But it's also, again, the female characters actually become real people.
Right.
And it's a whole different show. So Derek had the good idea of, we're like, you got to watch the pilot. And then we're going to give you one of the gems from season 3, which season 3 is the best season of the show.
Get a taste of what it becomes.
Then we're like, look at what this show becomes. And it's, because I just watched them both. And it's like night and day. Because one, it's like this very stereotypical teen melodrama where you have all the tropes, and then the second episode, the season 3 episode that we picked out, they go on a private jet to Mexico, and one of the main characters gets bitten by a monkey, and there's a donkey involved, and all this other crazy stuff. It's a whole other show. So I don't know. I'm hoping we can sell them, because Derek was smart enough to be like, oh yeah, you totally should watch this episode.
That's good.
So I give all props to Derek, because I think we might. And we're going to, I don't know if she's doing a signing or what, but I'm going with Lizzie and Kat to a Tori Spelling appearance. and I'm very excited.
So you're going to a show about 90210.
I think I'm gonna get to meet Tori Spelling on Sunday.
And she'll probably say some kind of a funny pun about her last name.
Which she loves. All her books are. Yeah. So anyways, so that's cool. And you know what else is cool?
What else is
DreamHost is pretty cool.
It is.
Even if they haven't been crediting us with our.
If for some reason you did one and you haven't,
make sure you let us know.
Let us know.
Because apparently we discovered that our account wasn't getting credited with the Radio BrendoMan promo codes, and
they're rectifying it now.
It's rectified, but if you do use the code Radio BrendoMan, you're welcome to use it. Just please tell us if you do, because we just want to make sure that that's because you. But it does. Here's your incentive to use it. You do save $50 at checkout,
even if we get nothing.
We want to help you, our listeners. If you want to get your podcast up off the ground, if you want your own WordPress blog, your own art site, you can do all kinds of stuff. One-click WordPress installs. One-click, they have like different shopping carts. Even if you don't know a whole lot about web design, you can get a website up and off the ground. And they're helpful people, and it's all good. But that's dreamhost.com. When you check out, use the promo code Radio BrendoMan. You will save $50. You get a free domain registration, and it's a good deal.
Speaking of helping our listeners out,
well, I just talked about how great Amazon Prime is. My one day got my new case for my phone here, and it's a pretty nice case. It was only $10, free shipping, thanks to Amazon Prime, and I got it in a day. Crazy. So
if you want to get a free month,
you get a free trial of Amazon Prime. Go to radiobrendo.com, click the Amazon Prime free trial link, and you will get a 30-day free trial. It will give you access to the Amazon Prime Music Library, which offers unlimited ad-free access to over 1 million songs. You'll also get the Instant Watch Library, which includes HBO titles and all kinds of other stuff. The complete Batman animated series.
Yeah.
Lots of other cool things.
Nothing else, just do it for a month and watch that.
And then borrow books from the Kindle Owners Lending Library. If you have a Kindle, you get 1 free book a month. Lots of titles to choose from, including the whole Harry Potter series.
There you go.
Lots of other stuff. And the big, this is the reason this will pay for itself, especially around the holidays. Unlimited free 2-day shipping with no minimum order size.
That's incredible.
And if you do choose to stay on, it's only $99 a year. But even if you don't choose to use Amazon Prime, you're still shopping at Amazon. Everybody shops at Amazon.
Everybody does.
They have everything. My friend bought a toilet.
Yeah.
I got my phone case. You get good video game deals.
And a food dehydrator.
I got my copy of, even the Amazon. So even when you have Amazon Marketplace, some of those sellers use Amazon Prime. And so I got my copy of S for like $12, and this Touch and Go Complete Hardcore Punk zine, which it's out of print.
You can get it.
I got it for like $15. Yeah. So like I couldn't go to a bookstore and get this, but they had it, and in the marketplace, and a lot of the marketplace sellers, their fulfillment is through Amazon Prime, so I still get it fast.
So if you guys just want to help us out, if you're going to buy something on Amazon, go ahead and click the link on our site,
the link or the banner. If you have ad block on, you might not see the banner,
right?
So click that Amazon link and
then
just buy stuff like normal. You can still get the same great prices, and we will talk about it on the show, but totally anonymous. We don't see your name. We just see what was ordered.
But if you want us to know, you can tell us.
Yeah. So we got Star Wars Purge, which is, I guess this is one of the last of comic. These are the Dark Horse books.
Okay.
Which those are now over because Marvel's doing all the comics now.
That's right.
But it's called Star Wars Purge. So I guess this is when they were killing all the Jedi. So as Darth Vader brings death to the Jedi who survived Order 66.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Sounds, don't close the whole thing.
I almost did that. And then let's see, we got these look like podcast episodes.
I think so. Episode of what?
So let's see. Super Knockin' Boots. Oh yeah, some people have been, it's a podcast called Super Knockin' Boots.
All right.
And
it's funny, it has those lyrics on Amazon. Well, anyway.
I think it's a podcast.
Yeah, it looks like a podcast.
So somebody bought some episodes of that.
And
And then Hailstorm in the Live Room. What's that? I guess it's a CD. Hailstorm.
Okay, album.
Hailstorm in the Live Room.
Cool. Someone got that? Never heard of that.
And then we got a pre-order for Star Wars Battlefront, which is supposed to come out in November.
We'll see if it actually does.
I predict a delay, but
Looks
it does look awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I pre-ordered Splatoon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to pre-order games.
I know.
It's bad.
Well, Splatoon's going to come out.
Yeah, but pre-ordering games is what caused some of the big problems, because they tend to, when things have a lot of pre-orders, they tend to rush it, even if it's not like they're pretty sure like the reason like the Assassin's Creed thing and some of the, because they rushed them because they have all these pre-orders. So
I don't normally, but I really want to get it. And I wanted to make sure I could get it right away.
There's this thing called, did you pre-order on Amazon?
No, I did GameStop.
Pre-ordering GameStop to me just seems stupid.
I don't know. It's not like it costs you any extra. I was there. I was getting something else.
I don't see the point.
I want to get Splatoon. So excited.
There's this thing called Amazon.
I know. But I was there.
Pre-order.
I get points on my card, and then I get bonus stuff.
Oh yeah, you're trapped in that GameStop BS.
Yeah, I am. I'm telling you, rewards programs are the most genius marketing thing. I get sucked into all of them. And I mean, it doesn't cost you any extra, but I definitely buy things. I'll choose, like, I'm going to go to GameStop and buy this.
They won.
I know.
And you're dumb.
I know.
And
but if it costs me the same money to buy it there, might as well get a point for it.
All right.
Saying.
GameStop.
You heard they're going to do old school games again?
Yeah, they're going to ruin the old school game market is what they're going to do. They're going to offer people like nothing, and then they're going to sell them. I guarantee you that GameStop is going to have a negative effect.
You think it's going to drive the prices up?
I think it's going to drive the prices up. Because
people are going to, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it goes. I just wonder how it's even going to happen. Like,
because people are going to use the GameStop prices.
It's like,
and
right.
I'm telling you, that's a horrible. GameStop is like ruining everything.
Well, I still get their magazine. That's like the last magazine. That Mad. Did you see, by the way, that Mad magazine this month has?
Remember when I told you about this like 3 months ago, and you said I'm gonna buy it?
Yeah.
And now you're like, did you see that?
All right.
This?
Whatever.
We were talking about the Weird Owl.
Yeah,
did you get it?
I haven't gotten it yet.
It's gonna be out.
It's gonna be gone.
Why haven't you gotten it yet?
I can't find it anywhere.
It's because nobody has magazines.
Nobody has I've looked at every store I've gone to. I can't find it.
You gotta go to Barnes and Noble.
I know. Just don't go there very often because I buy all my books on
There's
Amazon.
also this thing called the internet. I'm sure you can get it online.
I'm probably just gonna get it online. Probably have it on Amazon.
Pretty sure they do.
I'm sure they do. Well, anyway, thank you guys for buying stuff on Amazon. It helps us out, and we appreciate it. And keep doing that.
Yep. It's the first guest editor they've ever had.
I know.
It's weird.
That's a big deal.
It's crazy. All right. I guess don't forget about we've a lot of activity in our Facebook group.
Yeah, Facebook group. That's been fun. I like that.
A lot of just random stuff.
Yeah.
You posting things about like all your. That was my favorite thing that happened in the Facebook group this week was you posted about all your Nintendo coins, and it was like a screenshot, and then your brother pointed out that you had, forget about that, the fact that you had like 30 tabs open. So if you want to see firsthand, Phil's tabs in action.
If you thought I was cured by that from that, it's worse now than ever.
Man, I was just thinking about this today. Like the fact that we take it for granted, like tab browsing
tabs is a thing.
Was not a thing.
Yeah.
And like tab browsing, I think Opera was the first browser to have tab browsing, but I remember I didn't like Opera. So the first browser I ever had, it was Phoenix, which became Firefox.
Okay.
And David Seriange told me about it, and I was like, and I looked back at these BrendoMan.com posts where I'm posting about it, I'm like, you guys, tab browsing is gonna change. And then there was even comments like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, no, this is a game changer.
It totally is.
Because then I'm thinking about life without, like, how did we live before tabs?
I don't know.
I
certainly don't know.
Did you have like 50 different browser windows open?
I mean, I guess.
Did
or
you
just click through your bookmarks a bunch?
Bookmarks.
That was a thing. Bookmarks, like, that's how you got to places before.
I mean, I still bookmark things, but then I never use them.
I don't think
I
I
bookmark
tons of stuff and I never look at it. I don't even know why I bother. When was the last time you looked in your bookmarks to like, oh, what's that thing I need to find?
No.
Never. Nothing else. All you do now is you just start typing it into the.
I'm still really because like so I was right about tab browsing being like huge,
yeah.
But the thing I'm still pissed about like RSS getting killed. But
Seriously,
now I know why. Like you read that "Trust Me, I'm Lying" book, you know why RSS? Because that would have killed the clickbait, page view model.
Because when they shut down Google Reader, that was like devastating. I know it seems weird.
I still haven't recovered. I'm using this thing, NewsBlur.
There's nothing.
It's not exact. It's not the same. It's still pretty good. I read my webcomics on there, but like it's not as good. Google Reader was like the best thing.
It was.
But I'm telling you, like that was deliberately killed off by the big internet media machine.
There's a bunch of webcomics I lost track of now because I had it all on there.
Well, NewsBlur is my recommendation.
I'm just saying, like that, it was the perfect thing. Google giveth and it taketh away.
That's where I don't trust them anymore for anything. Like if you have something like they might take away, they're probably going to take it away. Although I mean, it's been years that people said they're going to kill FeedBurner, and that's still going on. So
they are taking away the classic maps now. They haven't done it yet, but they said they're going to.
Yeah.
Because I hate the new maps. It's so messy.
What do you mean?
Like Google Maps?
Yeah.
The new interface is just a mess. It's got like the boxes on top of it and everything. And then some of the features they don't have anymore. So it's like way harder to create like an itinerary like it used to be.
Oh yeah. It is. I don't like
do it, but it's just not intuitive anymore. And like so I always go to classic maps, but now they're saying they're going to get rid of it at some point. So, dang you, Google. They make so much that we love and need. Why do they take it away from us?
Well, they took the freaking Google Docs feature out of Hangouts, which still makes no freaking sense to me at all.
Like, what was the logic?
Like the fact that now we have to have two windows going, and we used to be able to have one.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that like moving forward? That seems like a step backward.
I don't get it.
Whatever they can do, Google, they can do whatever
they can.
Oh, so the Facebook group is cool.
That's been cool.
Lots of fun stuff in there.
So if you have a funny or stupid link or something, post it in there. If nothing else, it's been a fun thing to find stuff like that.
Steve Espinoza had a comic that pointed out, and I didn't even think about this till he pointed out.
Okay.
The Batman armor, it does look like Lego Batman.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Totally. Like it totally does.
Still my armor.
It is. It's Lego Batman. That made it even more stupid. Like I went back and watched the trailer again, and I'm like,
think of Lego Batman.
Freaking Lego Batman.
What if it's a crossover event?
Yeah, I don't think so because it's not. Oh yeah, what if? Yeah.
What if the reason he's doing a silly voice is we find out it's really a kid with an action figure? I'm Batman. I'm Superman.
Yeah.
Could be.
Tell me everything is awesome. All right. What's going on?
All right, so Kickstarter update here. Had a lot of action. First of all, if you're a Kickstarter backer, check your email because everybody should have gotten the updates from this week. I sent out all of the links to the download stuff, the last of it. So if you pledged, I think it's less than $50, you should be completely done. Everything we've done, all of it, all the stretch goals, everything. The only thing we're missing is that the list of backers on our website, which you're working on as far as migrating our site over and stuff. But as far as everything else goes, that's all done. I finished the BrendoMan song, the BrendoMan All Star song, so that was out there. But we had a challenge getting some of our old tracks like to compile them, so that took a little bit longer. But I've now got it all together.
The hard drive crashed, and he had no backups.
This is years ago.
But I had already warned him, like, you need to be backing up your stuff.
Yes.
And then he didn't, and that's when I had to basically buy you a hard drive.
Yeah. But so all that stuff was lost. But we were the only place they had that we had access to the songs were on the old MySpace page or on this old site called the 61.
None of which you can actually download them. So we actually had to go to the length of like using a web ripper program.
Yeah. Well,
to like rip the files.
One that we could never get to work.
You had to like straight up use Audacity.
I used the little 1/8" jack, went from my
So you looped it back through.
I just looped it right back out from the output into the microphone and just recorded. It sounds fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it was a super high quality recording anyway.
Yeah.
But
the thing that frustrates me most about that, the great hard drive failure, was we had like so much. Oh, God. The tracks we were working on,
some really good
were
stuff
like
in there.
Some of like the best. I feel like that could have been like the turning point for BrendoMan All Star.
There's so much. If one of these days when like because I still have that hard drive, when hard drive recovery technology becomes better,
and doesn't cost, like, we could probably get it out of there, but it would cost like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And I don't think there's not enough stuff because I have so many pictures I lost on there too. So one of these days, if anyone knows anyone that has discount hardware recovery or hard drive recovery,
because we tried all the normal stuff.
Yeah.
We even had John
even took it to his guys.
Took some stuff, and he's like, you would have to pay for like where they like, I don't know what they do. I think they like actually take it apart and they get the actual to where you're actually dealing with the discs, and then they can.
But like in a white room.
Or you're like in a white room, and it's like. And it's super, super expensive. So I would still hold on to it because you never know.
You never know.
One day.
I've got it. Or if, we sell a screenplay and I can just afford to pay thousands of dollars or something.
I just remember because that was when we had like the real board.
Yeah.
And we were doing all kinds of stuff. And you had made some like crazy layered. I remember the chanting one specifically.
It was like creepy.
Where it was like really nuts. And it was like, and I remember you had done some like crazy. That was when like I remember that was this was pre-Brax, so your super OCD activity was to like see how much you could layer the different. Like, I remember you would spend hours of like these crazy layered tracks.
There's a lot of stuff going into those,
and then it was all
gone. So anyway,
back up your files.
Back up your files. Learn a lesson from Phil. Don't do what I did. But the new one is out. Actually, my kids are obsessed with the new song.
It's weird that your kids are like our biggest fans.
They are. Like Luke has a whole dance.
Luke has a Brendo. Luke is gonna be our.
He's funny. He's got like these like very specific moves. Like,
okay. Steve Espinoza might know what I'm talking about. Phil's son Luke dances. He does the Emma dance. I have to show you this video.
During the show?
Yeah. No, I'm going to show it to you.
All right.
Seriously, it's the dance.
Well, while you're looking it up.
Okay. No, dude. Okay. I'm serious, dude.
Oh, from a wrestling thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. You have to see your dance. Because that's what he does. He does the Emma dance. I guess this is
kind of does his hands out. To
the little like thing.
Yeah.
That's Emma. That's the Emma dance. So watch her do it.
That's Emma.
Yeah. No. That's Emma.
All right.
I gotta get to where she does it.
We're watching a YouTube video on our show.
I'm sorry, but you have to watch her do the dance. Dude, watch her do it. It's the freaking Luke dance when she's doing the hand things. She's not really doing it right now. But look at the dance. It's the Luke dance.
All right. I don't know. Maybe I can see her going there.
Okay, here.
All right. Well, that's good. I believe you.
He does the Emma dance.
All right, so I'll check it out. The Emma dance. Now you're watching YouTube videos of wrestling.
I gotta find it. Watch there.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it. That's totally that is the Luke dance.
Yep, that is definitely what he does.
Yes.
All right. I believe you.
And she's famous for it. It's the Emma dance.
That's what Luke is doing.
So Luke,
I mean, he had like,
but he has like steps,
like
and
like
he does like the breakdown.
But
yeah, so it's pretty awesome to watch Luke do this radio BrendoMan dance.
Yeah. So I want to drive around. They're like, Daddy, put on BrendoMan. Okay, so here's the funny thing.
Your kids didn't know
the
who
kids,
my name
they're
was.
like, why does he call it? Why is it BrendoMan? Why does he say BrendoMan? I said, oh, that's like one of his nicknames. They're like, oh, okay, but his real name is Brendo. And I'm like, do you guys know what Uncle Brendo's real name is? They're like, I don't know.
Do call me. You never call me Brendan.
And I said, his real name is Brendan. Luke says he knew, but I don't know. Audrey's like, I didn't know. I thought his real name was Brendo. So
what kind of name is Brendo?
They don't know. I don't know. You've always been Uncle Brendo to them. So,
well, that's Janelle, because Janelle does that to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, there's no chance of not having a nickname with Janelle around. So,
because that was Brendo was a thing before BrendoMan.
Yeah.
And well, because
Janelle said Brendo.
Janelle said Brendo and then
Matt
we're talking like 98.
Man.
Well, so the BrendoMan thing was because we watched Matt and I were watching this. I think there was
wasn't it?
There was a spring break where Matt and I were just like, first we went to my house, then we went to his house. Then I don't know. It was like Phil. It was like Matt. Phil. It was Matt and Brendo's Excellent Adventure.
Right.
Because we were just hanging out all spring break. So first we went to my house. We were watching U2. It was the Pop Mart in Mexico City, I think. And Bono had a shirt that said Bono Man. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I don't know. At the time, I was like, that's amazing. And I'm like, I should have a shirt that says Brendan Man. And then he's like, no. And then Matt said, no, Brendo Man. And then I actually made a shirt like that said Brendo Man. And the first BrendoMan All-Stars, not the first one. No, it's Springfest. That was the first one.
Yeah.
And I wore that. And then we all had our sunglasses.
That was it. BrendoMan.
Yeah.
So if you haven't heard it yet, you got to listen to the people that were the backers. I think it's pretty good. I think it's fun. I mean, you know, it's probably what you would expect that we would put out, I guess.
Yeah. And then some people get the CD.
And then, the CD. So I burned all the CDs. The final step for sending out the physical things is I'm working on the artwork.
But all the digital stuff is done.
All the digital stuff is done. Because I promised that I would do quote unquote artwork on the CDs. And I'm not really an artist, so it's taking me a little bit.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm trying to
Is there like a logo? What is the logo?
It's bad. Well, I definitely
is it like bubble letters.
I think I put artwork in quotes. I don't know.
Is there gonna be like a stick figure?
I'll write the track listing out, and I don't know. Anyway, but there's also bonus stuff on the CD that we're sending out. So that's cool.
Because the CD has all the tracks. Plus, it has a couple of the ringtones. Plus, it has the original song.
The one that Adam Wells found.
Which I listened to that. It's so embarrassing.
It's awesome.
How did you not? Again, I still don't know how you didn't witness that. I think I was just a complete psychopath.
Again, I point you the evidence. Exhibit A is the songs that I was recording at the time are, I don't know, maybe slightly less out there, but not a whole lot.
I was screaming about
mine
scary.
Was frustrated. Best describes the way I feel much of the time. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but I'm screaming about a specific girl. About a specific girl, a real person.
Yes.
I hope she never heard that.
Well, it's out there now. But only our backers got to hear that part. So that's on there.
It's so weird.
And then there's also an extended rough.
Yeah, then the extended track,
one,
which is
6.5 minutes long. So, but that's all. That's the bonus stuff on.
It's crazy listening to that and thinking wow, you got that down to 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you can tell. I mean, it took a lot of editing and chopping
you did a really good job
piecing stuff together to make it. It's fun. I love doing that, but. When I listen to the 6.5 minute one, I'm like, I think this could be better shorter.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's there, and I'm hoping to finish the artwork. But it was a lot of progress on it this week. Definitely took a little longer to get all the songs put together from MySpace. MySpace is horrible.
In MySpace, I don't understand how it's even still there.
I don't know. Is someone actually on MySpace?
I don't think so.
I don't understand what's happening
because
there.
the whole platform is just garbage.
Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, just trying to navigate around your profile.
Yeah.
Bull. So anyway, so it's happening. We're inches away from it. Inches. And you said you think somewhere around the beginning of May we'll be able to have the list up there.
Yeah.
And that'll be it. It'll be done. So if you were a backer and you didn't find an email, you could just, an easy way to do it is I updated the actual Kickstarter page, so you can go there and get the links off of that, or you can email us. Also, for some reason, you're going to get physical stuff. I've gotten a couple emails from people about changed addresses, but let me know if you have a changed address as soon as you can. But hopefully, it'll be sent out this week.
Cool.
So that's that.
All right, we got. Well, I already talked about the Blaze appearance.
Yep,
it's coming up, so you'll hear next week.
Very cool.
And report on it. I'm really excited. And then I don't know. I'm just so done with school, and I feel like no matter how much I study for this test, like
sounds like you improved a little bit.
I'm not gonna be ready for it. Like because the part that I'm just not is like memorizing all these commands. I suck at memorizing stuff. I hate the Cisco crap. And it's also made me just question, like, I don't even want to do this.
Well, but it's better to have it than not have it, though.
Yeah.
You're so close. Because all you have left is this test. You're
Yeah,
done with
but I
classes,
have to pass
you gotta
it.
pass it. You gotta study
And
for it.
it's really difficult. And I was reading on Reddit about how difficult it is. But people say it's way easier than the Network Plus. And I passed the Network Plus really easily.
There you go.
But I can't. I feel like my brain is just like fried.
Well, you
And
have
also
what, 2
school.
weeks?
Yeah, but I have to be done on May 8th. Like I have to be done. So I have to plan ahead because it takes a while for them to give me the code for the test. So I think I'm gonna request the code like on Monday and then just schedule it for like, and then ready or not, here I come. And then I don't know what happens if I don't pass it.
Well, you said you took a couple practice tests and that you improved
Yeah, not really.
a bit, 10%, something.
I
Like
haven't
that.
taken a real one where I sit down and just take it. The way I'm doing it right now is I'm doing it in practice mode, where every answer I put in the answer and then I check it, and then it tells me if I got it right or wrong.
Okay.
And if I get it wrong, it goes into a whole big thing why.
Okay.
Like what? So I'm basically study mode. But even
So you
then,
haven't done an
but I
actual
don't.
practice
But
test.
I've been like I said, I've been getting 50% on those, like where I get it right,
Right.
50%. But so I'm still in that mode, and then once I get up to snuff with that, then because this is how I did it for Network Plus, I just these crazy simulations where you have to put in all these, like it's like how do you set up this router, and you have to configure everything by memory, which there is never going to be a scenario in
Where
real
you have to
life
do that.
where I have to do that by memory, let alone use the command line, because
What if you're in a like hostage situation where someone's got a gun to your head and they're like, configure this router or I blow your head off?
if I am in that situation, I'd be like, what is happening right now?
I don't know. I mean, it could happen. It could be, it's a very convoluted scenario, but it could happen.
Well, it's stupid and school sucks. And it made me thankful that I did not go through with the grad school,
Yeah.
because I feel like I would have killed myself.
Well, okay. So Janelle was looking at jobs in the education sector for stuff you could do today. And I thought it was great because she was looking at the specific requirements for this one.
Yeah.
And it said
Communicate online.
you need to have experience being online. Is
Yeah.
what it said. That's how they phrased it. Experience being online. So that was the only qualification. And I think you got that right, because you're basically helping people to be on the internet.
That sounds like that might be a job. I don't know. I'm a little scared.
It's worth a try. I mean, you're qualified. You've been on the internet, right?
Yeah, but you know me. I don't have a very high tolerance for.
It's worth a try.
I still don't know how it's like, because I look back, it wasn't 5 years in tech support. If you combine because I was looking at
The 2 jobs.
like the 2 jobs, because it showed it was 5.5 years. And I feel like I was on the verge of getting fired like from the beginning, but the fact that I managed to keep that job.
Do you
for
think
5.5
doing it in
hours.
person would be less stressful? Though it seems like it would be.
That's what everybody says. That's what Ish
Like you're
said.
talking to a person.
That's
instead
what
of,
Ish
on the
said.
phone.
Ish said it's very different, and he likes it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I think other people are going to be more like people you're working with in person are going to be less likely to just explode on you because you're talking in person. I think it's worth a try.
Yeah. No more phone support though. If it ends up being a phone job, I'm just gonna have to be like, no, thank you.
Yeah. No, I definitely would agree on that. I think you need to get away from that.
I feel like right now I already have like post-traumatic stress from all that. I feel like it warped my personality. I don't know. So that's where I'm like, I just remember how like I don't want to feel that way ever again. So I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And I'm just like, why can't we just sell our screenplays?
Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on it.
All
All right.
these days.
Well, school's dumb. That's
School dumb.
School dumb. That's all it says on the note.
School dumb.
All right. Book corner. I finished City End of the Moon. It was really good. Like I could not put it down for the last like several
This is
chapters.
the Veronica Mars one?
No, I finished that one last week.
Oh, okay.
City End of the Moon is a werewolf one.
Oh, the werewolf. Oh, that's right.
So this is like, and this dude did so much research, like, because like the whole stuff with like the CDC gets involved and like the army. It just seemed the way he did a ton of research, so it feels very real. Like they're talking about like the actual like virus that causes like the lycanthropy.
Yeah.
So like it's a virus, and they like the CDC is like invested like, but like all the procedures and like the way like it all sounds very plausible because he did so much research. And like the army protocols, and like they basically quarantine New York City, and like that's crazy. And like all the like, and then like all this crazy stuff. It's really good. And then I found out like he's been working on like 2 sequels for the last like 3 years, and there's because I think there's 2 stories he was working on at the same time.
Okay.
But there's no release date. And it seems like he's been called back into like Hollywood and stuff.
So you might never get to see what happens.
Because just judging by his Hugh Stabarakov's website, because he also works on Robot Chicken.
So he's busy.
So it sounds like he's just very busy. Even on the City on the Moon website, he's like, I'm very busy with my Hollywood projects. Sorry, guys.
Well, it was a good standalone thing.
It was really good. And then I'm reading The Princess Bride.
How far are you?
I'm like halfway. I'm already halfway.
Right?
I had forgotten how great the parentheticals and all this stuff.
Gosh.
So the Morgenstern parentheticals and then Goldman's notes in them are like the greatest part about the book.
Yeah.
Because like the thing that anybody like this is where I completely don't understand anybody that takes anything that William Goldman says seriously.
Yes, read what he has written.
Everything he ever says, like the best thing is in like the 30th and 25th, the 30th
anniversary
edition. That introduction is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but how many people do you think he fooled with that? Because the 30th anniversary introduction basically talks about how him and his son go to Florin, which is according to him a real place, and that there is a Morgenstern museum, and you get to like see the 6-fingered sword and like Fezzik's clothes. How many people do you think bought that?
I'd be willing to bet there's some people that don't get it.
Like to think he actually did all that.
Yeah.
And then he also talks like, and then in the 25th, I think it's it's the actual introduction, like the original introduction. He talks about like his son, like he just basically is like, my son's really fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole story at the dinner table. And he's like, it's so, and I'm like, how can anybody take anything this guy says? Like,
because he writes that whole thing. if you didn't know any better, it sounds like
I'm
it's all
sure.
real.
Okay, I love the fact that there are probably people out there that are convinced that Morgenstern is a real person,
Right, that he really
that he translated this book, and that you can go. And also, sadly, like, so the 25th anniversary edition has the Buttercup's baby,
right?
Which I don't think I've read that ever.
Oh, really?
Because
like
I think
the first chapter
I think
or two.
The first copy the copy that I borrowed was like an older copy,
Right?
And because that would have been like a 99, and the 25th anniversary was like 2003.
Right.
So,
right.
and so, but he even has said so it's just sad because I think there was a period where he thought he was going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's gone.
I don't think he hasn't written a novel since like
he hasn't written anymore. He doesn't really. I think all he does is like he hasn't even written like his own screenplay. I think he just does script doctoring now.
He's done some essays, but he's
because like even old. What Lie Did I Tell? That's from like 2001.
Yeah,
like his last but because those books.
Oh my gosh,
I
love those.
Like those two books are The Adventures in the Screen Trade and More Adventures in the Screen Trade are amazing.
Did you ever think you want to be a writer?
I want to read. He was talking about it in his introductions. I guess I had seen it. Have you read his book about like where he watched like every Broadway show?
I haven't. That's one. I mean,
It's called like The Season or something.
Season. Yeah, The Season.
But like thinking about it from his it probably is amazing.
Yeah, it's on my like wish list because most of his stuff is out of print.
Yeah, like I don't know if you ever read. There was a book that Mike Nelson wrote where he basically watched a movie a day for a year. So he ended up watching some like terrible movies and then he wrote about it. I feel like it's got to be kind of like that from like, cause you know, it's like, of course, since it's Mike Nelson, it's all silly and like very like set, like very sarcastic and stuff. Can you imagine like William Goldman writing about going to a Broadway play every day for a year? Like,
everything he writes is genius. So I can only imagine.
But I remember it brought me back to when I first read Princess Bride in college because like reading it and reading the parentheticals and the notes and especially the parentheticals where supposedly Morgenstern explains the origin of words where he's like, this was when this first started happening or like this. And you're just like, it almost makes you believe it because it's so just like matter of fact, like this is what it, and it also, but then it made me, I felt like I understood you on a better level.
Because I didn't read it in college. I read this in high school. I think it must have been high school. Maybe like junior high. And I remember because I already wanted to be a writer by that point. And when I read that, it blew my mind. Like, this is what you can do with writing. Like, he didn't follow the rules.
No.
Like that whole opening thing shouldn't be written like the way that it's written. And it's amazing.
And then like his things where he's like, this was just 60 pages about the princess packing her suitcase, and it was written satirically because it's criticizing the like. And then there's a whole chapter where he summarized it up in one sentence, and like, but he's like, I don't understand what Morgenstern was doing here, and like all these other things. And then he talks about how he had cut out like, I guess Morgenstern kept referring to his wife, and he uses it to like prop himself up. So I took all of those out except for one time where, and I'm like, this is. How did he think of this?
I don't know.
Is there a I want to see his original notes in it because like he must have come up like I feel like he at some point like wrote out like the whole original Morgenstern like
or
I feel
at least
like
an outline or something.
At least something, and then like because like how would you even begin to write that?
It's and again, so you can back me up if Josh is listening to this. Even if you don't care for the movie,
the book is amazing.
You have to read the book.
It's the funniest thing I've ever read.
Set aside the movie argument for the moment. You have
Which
to
is
read
insane,
it.
but
It is insane, but it's a completely different beast.
The book is crazy.
It is.
Like I could see where a lot of people just don't. Well, it makes because again, like because this used to happen more frequently. It doesn't happen so much now. Is William Goldman would say something crazy and outlandish, and it would end up in the news, and he'd end up having to apologize. And now it all makes because like if you don't get William Goldman, you will think like this guy is saying. Why isn't everybody talking about this? That this guy's making these outlandish claims?
Because he's ridiculous. He's always been that way.
It's the ultimate absurd, like insane thing because I feel like but I still, the idea that there are probably people wandering around Italy, like the area, looking for Florin and for the Morgenstern Museum. And he's like, because he even talks about, he even gets like other people involved because he basically tells this story about Andre the Giant telling him about the Morgenstern Museum and how he went there. And I'm like, wait, Andre the Giant? Like, and then I have to realize, like, no, everything he writes, nothing in it that he writes is true. Nothing is true.
Yeah.
That's why one of his books is called Which Lie Did I Tell?
Right. I'm excited for you now to read the Silent Gondoliers too, because it's a whole other thing in that universe. Another story that Morgenstern wrote. It's basically the sequel, but it's completely different. But it's amazing. You can see, I mean, that was my starting point. That was my entry point for William Goldman. Once I read that book, I devoured everything.
But I do, the one thing that I do believe, because at first when he said this, I didn't quite believe him. But now reading the book, I absolutely believe that even the book he wrote Fezzik for Andre the Giant. Like just like Andre the Fezzik's backstory, like his dad is a carpenter, that is Andre the Giant's backstory. Right. And I think the one true thing Goldman said, like he talks about it in the As You Wish, like you have to read As You Wish. Because he did interview Goldman, is Goldman saw Andre the Giant on TV and like because the book was written in like 1972.
Yeah.
So that all comes like because Andre was on TV like in the 1970s. So like that makes sense. And then he said he became obsessed with him like in his whole story. And like so Andre is Fezzik. Like there is no other Fezzik. Right. And then the idea that they almost like they had like cold feet about Andre because of his English and stuff. I'm like, man, if that hadn't worked out,
can you imagine?
It would have been horrible. And that's the thing. Like Goldman, like had to make like, but the fact that I love that I don't you can't. I have no idea what's true, what's not true.
Yeah.
Because Goldman tells a story that Mandy Patinkin like slapped him and slapped Andre the Giant in the face, and I'm like, I don't know.
Don't believe it.
Like, because I feel like nobody in this world ever slapped Andre the Giant in their face, let alone me. But then I'm like, but how did they get him? Because even Rob Reiner talks about how like at first he did like these really hard, cold line readings and they got him, but then he loosened up.
Right.
Goldman claims because Mandy Patinkin slapped him in the face.
Well, who knows? Again, he's a liar, and it's amazing.
But yeah,
I think that the adaptation for the movie is amazing too, because it's my favorite movie of all time. It's amazing, and it's definitely based on it, but it's a completely different adaptation.
It's
condensed,
and
the tone is a little different. But it's there, but it's very, very, very different. Plus, it doesn't have the Zoo of Death. Which I love.
The Zoo of Death. Well, yeah, I've never read it before, but the Zoo of Death is like you can tell like that was definitely a budget thing.
Like, there's no way we can do.
How can we do this?
Yeah.
But and then I think about but that cast is like the most perfect because like. Even but then I read the book and some of the descriptions in the book like don't match up.
Yeah, he definitely
like Humperdinck and Rugen were supposed to be like these big hulking dudes and these real scary dudes. While Christopher Guest is scary in his own way, like he is not. But I think that was a situation where I think when they went to auditions and they saw like Chris Sarandon and Christopher Guest, they're like these are our guys. Yeah. But Mandy Patinkin is perfect, and I could also reading about the Sicilian, I can see why Danny DeVito was their first choice because like short hunchback, like the way they describe him. But now, now having the movie like that is Wallace Shawn, that like you think that because he's perfect.
Yeah.
But then like Christopher Guest, that's like one of his greatest performances of all time.
I didn't even know it was him for years. Honestly, like I didn't know.
That's how much of a chameleon he is. I would say that and Best in Show are like his two like of the greatest unsung performances of anybody. Yeah. But the fact that he like both of those are the same person
because he's so creepy as a six-fingered man.
And then you watch everything.
It's a legume.
Yeah, you watch him that, and then you watch him in like Spinal Tap. Yeah. Like, how is this the same person?
Right.
and then like his whole Woody Allen thing, and like for your consideration, like his Woody Allen thing.
Yeah,
Like, how is that the same person?
He's amazing.
He's a freaking genius. But anyways,
read The Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
It's
so good.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had another book in my Kindle library. I didn't even know what it was. I think I got it for free a long time ago. And it's called Dark Walker. And I started reading it just because I didn't have anything else to read on my Kindle. And
is it good?
It's pretty cool. It's like a horror book. So basically it's this world where there's all kinds of like vampires, monsters, things. And it's the main character is this dude who he was what was considered a watcher. He just observed and basically made reports of things. He didn't know what he was making the reports for, but that was just his life.
Okay.
Kind of like it reminded me of like the observers in like Fringe. Like basically he just witnessed everything. And then he falls in love with this girl and she gets attacked by like a creature of the night and he interferes. And now all the creatures are coming after him. Huh. Like the watcher, they're like, you're not a watcher anymore. You're free. Like now they're all gravitating toward them. So he's just getting attacked by everything.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool. And so that's called Dark Walker.
All right.
What about you?
Well, I finished Story Thieves.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Where is he going to go from here? He can go anywhere.
Anywhere. Like it's wide open. I don't want to spoil it in the. Oh, see you later, Steve. Thanks for hanging out.
See ya.
In the chat there. I don't want to spoil anything in case people haven't read it yet, but like especially like the last few chapters are just insane. Like the way he's like, they're reading a book about what's happened to find out what's happening inside the book. Like
it gets
nuts.
It gets beyond meta.
It's so great, and it's just it's really well written, and I love it. And it has kind of like the Empire Strikes Back structure where it's going back and forth between the two storylines, and I don't know. I really, really like it. I'm excited to have James on our show. So this is kind of your last chance to read it before we have him. James Riley, Story Thieves. Check it out.
You better start reaching out.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I finished it now. I don't want to like do it until I like totally finished it because then what if he's like, oh, right now? I'm like, well, I haven't quite finished it yet. Because if he wants to do it like on a Tuesday night or something, you know, we could like make that happen.
Yeah.
I want it to be done. So now I'm done. So we'll set that up. And I didn't quite finish Ghosts Who Went to School, but
is it pretty great?
It's pretty great.
Are there ghosts at the school?
They're ghosts, and they're going to school. They're bored, like haunting the house, and like the parent, because they're like a ghost family, and they're like, "You guys should try going to school." So first they just like haunt the school, but then like,
but the community knows they're ghosts.
Well, no, at first they're like the kids are freaked out. They're seeing stuff floating around, but then one of the kids sees another kid that needs help on his math work, and he's good at math. So the ghost kid helps him, and the teacher invites him to be part of their class. It's touching. And that's what I read this week.
And the ghosts will follow you to school.
It's pretty dumb, but it's great. I love those.
All right. Are we going to bring back Freaky Movie of the Week?
We should.
We crossed out Secrets of the Internet. Oh, you have How to Make Money.
Secrets of the Internet. Now I need to watch.
Did we already talk about Hail Caesar?
We talked about Hail Caesar. So you should cross that. Or
what about The Crawling Eye?
See, I feel like we talked about that before. I know we talked about Kingdom of the Spiders. Someone else was talking about Kingdom of the Spiders. Who did we talk about Kingdom of the Spiders with? Was that on the show?
I don't
Josh.
think so.
When Josh Anderson came on the show, we talked about Kingdom of the Spiders.
Did we?
Yeah. Because that's the one, spoiler alert, where like he was saying that it's like a horror movie about spiders. It's William Shatner, and you know they're taking over the town, and you you think like, oh, you know, happy ending, they're gonna beat the bad guys, and the last shot is like the whole town covered in spider webs, and everyone's like dead. So there is no happy ending.
What about The Crawling Eye?
Don't know if we talked about The Crawling Eye, and I haven't watched it in so long. I mean,
I
can talk about it. Let me refresh.
We got to come up with some more movies for Phil's Freaky Movie.
I have a bunch more. I want to like refresh so I can talk about. I mean, I know The Crawling Eye. I've watched it a number of times, but I'd rather freshen up before we jump into it. But we'll bring that back. That's great.
All right. Well,
no new movies?
DVD, no new movies.
Okay.
You're about to go see a bunch of new movies.
Marathon tomorrow morning.
Mom's taking you.
Yeah.
We got 4 movies.
It's gonna be interesting. See if we can make it through all of them.
All right. All right. DVD on Demand Corner. Well, we got the usual WWE Network, and Sunday is gonna be crazy because doing the Blaze, and then Derek and I are gonna go to a double feature at the New Beverly.
What do you see?
It's one of the 90s because it's still 90s month.
Okay.
I think it's a Cameron Crowe, so it's singles. I think it's Jerry Maguire in singles.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want to look right now because then I'll go on the New Beverly site.
Yeah,
and then
that's dangerous.
No, I'll do it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Look at this.
I'm doing it. But yeah, so that's exciting. I gotta ask him if I should
the show
buy tickets.
Well, what if you like wind up having a really good time and you guys go long and you don't make it to the show? Then you already have tickets you paid for.
Well, no, we're going early.
Oh, you're going to the show before you do the Blaze?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait. No, we're doing the Blaze in the morning.
That's what I mean. But what if you guys wind up having a day on the town and they want to hang out all day?
Well, it's Reality Bites and singles.
Oh, okay. That's a good pairing.
7:30. We're gonna be done by 7:30.
What if you're not?
Because they're going to Tori Spelling, and then that's gonna be done. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
If they say come to our after party, then
Well, at some point, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to a movie with my friend.
What in Hollywood? They say we want you to come hang out. The whole cast of 90210 is gonna be there.
Because that's gonna be a thing that happens.
And Jason Priestley's producing movies right now, and he wants to look at your script.
If that happens, then yes, I will forsake.
You'll forego the money that you spent on.
Oh man, you know what they're doing tonight and tomorrow? Scream and Scream 2. I would love to go to that.
All right, now you're looking at the site.
Dude, look at that! Look at that freaking Del Toro double feature, Kronos and Mimic. Mimic is like one of the most underrated movies. Have you seen Mimic?
I've never seen Mimic.
It's great. And La Femme Nikita and Professional. Oh, that's cool because that's like, that's awesome.
So
look at these double features.
If they invite you to meet the whole cast, you'll skip out.
Absolutely.
On the thing. Okay, so I want to make sure. I want to make sure you got your priorities straight.
Well, Reality Bites in theater. That's gonna be cool.
That's really cool.
Singles. I haven't seen singles in forever.
You know, the first time I saw Reality Bites, I was doing sound at a Christian camp up in Big Bear where I worked.
Mm-hmm.
And like the group brought Reality Bites and Stand By Me, and I showed them Reality Bites and they did like a movie night for like their youth group.
That's a
really weird like 1-2 punch, right?
Yeah.
Reality, and that was the two that I showed them. I loved it. It was a great night, and I had not seen Reality Bites yet. So, but yeah,
I saw a lot of movies because again, you know, Mike is not the traditional. So like we
Right.
watched a lot of Mike took us to like dumb horror movies all the time, but like I remember watching like Dazed and Confused at like a youth group thing, like because we used to just watch. We'd have like movie
Just
marathons, just like whatever. But I remember watching Dazed and Confused.
I mean, my youth group kids watched Condor Man, so that's right up there, right?
I just remember my favorite thing was when we watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and he fast forwarded through Cheer Up Charlie. And I'm like, yes,
that's the way that movie should be watched. That's the worst song. It's a great movie. It's almost a perfect movie except for that little thing.
Well, we've talked about this lately because it's exactly like on The Simpsons when they're watching the Itchy and Scratchy episode and Milhouse is like, when are they going to get to the fireworks factory? It's like, get to the chocolate. Get to the freaking chocolate
There's
already.
Some great stuff in that pre-part.
Yeah. The whole thing with the teacher is pretty great.
The teacher's great. The whole...
but it does... The fact that it does take...
I'm not telling the computer exactly what it can do with a lifetime of chocolate.
The fact that it does take like a half hour to get to the freaking chocolate factory.
If they cut out Charlie and Chocolate Factory, or I mean the Cheer Up Charlie,
that's like
6 minutes or something.
Like, that whole thing's
just been wiped.
Yeah.
That would have taken care of the whole problem.
Plus, it's the worst song.
It's a cheesy song. The whole thing is him just walking along the streets and her doing laundry.
And it's like raining or something.
Yeah, like what? Nothing happens. It does not advance the story at all. All right.
People that don't like the Tim Burton Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory are also crazy.
Yeah, they're two different beasts.
Well, the Tim Burton one is a pretty spot on adaptation of the book.
Yeah, if you read the book,
the only thing that he took liberties with was the whole thing where Willy Wonka's dad was like a dentist, which I think that was cool. Yeah. I was fine with it, but I love the fact that he put the dad back in because Mr. Bucket like doesn't exist in the
and they had the
squirrels and the other thing, but like and also the Oompa Loompas were more accurate in that one.
Well, they did the whole story of how they got the
and they did the real songs from the book,
right? Like
not the made up songs. Like the songs from the movie, the original was great, but I
As
can
an
understand
adaptation.
why Roald Dahl hated it because it's not his book.
Right. It's loosely based
Very
on
loose.
it. Yeah.
That's, I mean, and also most of what Gene Hackman does is improvised.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Most of what Gene Hackman does is just running around being a grumpy man. But
Dude,
Gene Wilder, yes.
It is depressing reading about how horrible a person Gene Hackman was on all these movies that you like. I don't know if you've read like cracked articles. Like
Gene Hackman or Gene Wilder?
Gene Hackman.
Okay.
No, Gene Wilder is an amazing person.
That's what I thought.
But Gene Hackman, like, he's like retired now, but like apparently like he just was like horrible on like one of like all his last few movies, especially Tenenbaums, like
just a crotchety
just like the worst. Like him and Bill Murray were like gonna kill each other, and just like everybody, like even Wes Anderson, who always like has like the nicest. He's like, yeah, it was horrible. It was like the worst.
Did you ever? The last thing he made was that Welcome to Mooseport, right? Wasn't that like his final movie?
I think that or The Replacements with Keanu. Because he hasn't.
Did you ever see the movie Gene Hackman did with Dan Aykroyd, where they're like cops?
What's that called?
I can't remember.
Is it Cuffs?
No. It's something about like crazy something. Loose Cannons, I think.
Was it from the 80s?
I think it's 80s or maybe early 90s. It's a weird, like, if it's on Netflix, I want to make it like our Netflix assignment sometime.
We haven't done Netflix assignment.
I have a Netflix assignment for tonight.
Oh yeah,
I'll get to that in a bit. But it's a crazy movie because Dan Aykroyd plays like a guy with multiple personality disorder who's also a cop, and Gene Hackman is his partner. And it's terrible and awesome, and like reading about behind the scenes and stuff, it's pretty nuts. I'm gonna look it up and see. We'll talk more about that one. But anyway, I digress. So you watching some TV?
Oh yeah. So WWE Network, and then I'm all caught up on Last Man on Earth.
Yes.
The last episode with the there's a
well,
the
spoiler
new
alert if you haven't seen it.
The whole thing with the new Phil Miller.
Oh my gosh.
And he's like the perfect man.
And now he has to be Tandy.
Yeah, and they had a what did they do? I forgot what they did.
The Jenga.
Oh, the Jenga. And he's like, and Phil was like a Jenga expert.
He had them all over the house before. And then now he has to be Tandy
because that's his middle name. Tandy. And then he tried to get him to think. He said my mom was Jessica Tandy. And then Carol's like, really? And
it's really stupid. It's so good though.
But it's nice to see like now Todd's cracking.
Oh yeah, he's losing it.
Yeah,
that was great.
I think Todd and Phil are gonna like band together.
Join up, dude. They got some plot they're gonna do.
Yeah,
because all of a sudden now they've got a lot more in common. Todd's always been nice to him too.
Yeah.
Who's the actor that plays Todd? Because he's great.
I don't know. I
hope he's in more stuff because he's really good.
All right, then I'm all caught up on Bob's Burgers.
Yes, me too.
Because there hasn't been a new episode for a little bit, but I still go back and watch some of because I've been going back and watching some of the newer ones again.
The most recent one was the Breakfast Club type one.
That was great.
They have the whole when Mr. Fraun like makes the deal with them. They want to get out early. Oh, it's just so good. You guys should watch it. Do you think any of our listeners actually watch Bob's Burgers after we talk about it so much?
I hope they do, because otherwise I won't stop talking about it.
It's amazing. It's the best animation on TV right now.
It's on Netflix. It's on Hulu. You should definitely watch it. And then I'm all caught up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like watched like 6 episodes. It's really good. I still don't understand why people hate this show so much.
I hear good things about it too. I don't think everyone hates it.
It seems like, I don't know.
Really?
I love it.
Who doesn't like it?
A lot of people.
Yeah. What do they know?
I really like it, and I'm excited to see where it's headed. And I mean, it's got a great cast.
Marvel can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Especially, we'll talk about in a minute. And then Game of Thrones is back on.
Okay.
And it's been amazing. And so basically, I'm just a little concerned. So what I think is going to happen, so books 4 and 5 tell the same story. So the way Game of Thrones is written is each chapter is from a different character.
Okay.
Is like from a different character because there's so many characters.
Right.
So you'll get like a Daenerys chapter. You'll get like a Tyrion chapter. It get like this. So then he did this crazy thing in books 4 and 5 where half the characters aren't in book 4, and so book 4 is half the characters aren't in, and then book 5 is those characters, and it's the same time period from those other from their other half. So for the show, their 4 and 5 are smashed back together, and I think they're going to cut it in half, especially since book 6 not coming out till next year. So I think they're going to try. I mean, there's plenty of material. I think they have 2 seasons worth of material on that. There better be. But then there's rumors that they're just going to keep going with the show. And
without the book.
Well, without the book, or it's going to be stuff that's going to be in the book. Or then they're also talking about, it seems like starting this season, they might pull a True Blood and just go off book.
Do you think people will like revolt?
I don't know, because a lot of people that watch the show don't read the books. In my experience, I would say like 1 in 10 people that I talk to about Game of Thrones have read the books, because the books, they're like 1,000-page books,
right?
And right now there's 5 of them, so I don't know. But I also like that idea because Walking Dead is shown, because Walking Dead went off book. I mean, they keep I could see where they keep the major major things, but like Walking Dead, there's tons of characters that are dead that are alive in the show, or vice versa, or are completely different on the show. So it can be done on a good show. So I'm already like, they're already doing some things. They already this season, like it seems like there's a character that they killed that is not killed in the book. So we'll see.
Interesting. I've never watched any. Do you think it's a show I would like?
It's a lot. I mean, it's probably, it's got the most gratuitous violence and sex of almost any show I've ever seen.
Right.
So I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. It's amazing. I just don't know if it's your thing.
All right. Well, I don't have HBO or whatever anyway, so.
Well, it is. I think they are. The first couple seasons aren't they on Amazon?
Oh, they might. They probably are.
Well, it might not be, but either way, I don't know. I mean, it might be a little too much. I know
it's on HBO now, Sean says.
Well, that's the.
I don't have that.
But anyways, it's good. The new season, it's really good so far. Yeah, it's good. Peter Dinklage already
Peter Dinklage.
Crushing it.
Come on.
See, if you like him, you would see that's where that's like the entry point for a lot of people. Is Tyrion is amazing, but again, there's so much not just gratuitous, but flat out disturbing sex scenes.
Okay,
like and there's incest in the show. Like, like there's a lot of disturbing.
Right.
Like one of the main storylines revolves around a brother and sister. Yeah. Yeah,
that already makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, see,
right.
And knowing your sensibilities.
There's certain lines, I'm just saying.
So anyway, but it's good, and I've been watching. There's only been 2 episodes. Tomorrow's gonna be the 3rd episode. Well, Saturday, and excited. And then Kroll Show.
What season are you watching?
Well, I'm on the last season.
Okay.
And I've still got like a few more episodes. I was saving I banked a bunch, and then when I realized that Hulu Plus was like, I don't think they're taking those ones off, but some shows, so you never know with Hulu Plus.
Who knows?
So I'm like, I watched like 3 today.
It's still the most aggravating practice.
They have, in the last season, the crossovers get so crazy. Like, I just watched one where they crossed over. This isn't really a spoiler because I won't tell you what they do. They cross over Too Much Tuna with the pawn shop guys, and it's really nuts. Like somehow they cross that over.
Like already, like if you did one of those like charts they always
it
do
would
in the
be
movies on
insane.
the wall, where you draw the lines, the connections. I don't think you could do it.
They had the guy. So there was one. Who was it? It was the guy that was like the geologist, the Australian guy that was like a geologist.
Oh, yeah. The motorcycle.
He has a new show.
Of course.
It's called Man Sheen. It's amazing.
Oh gosh.
It's like a really bad RoboCop ripoff.
Man, gee.
Yeah.
It's
and
really
then
funny.
and
too.
then he, the actor, because then they also now. So I'm sure you've seen where the two people from Wheels, Ontario, they have their American Idol type show,
right.
But that gets even more crazy because then like the Machine guy is a judge on that, so they bring him on.
Yeah, there's like multiple levels of reality.
They just did a thing on that. Oh, dude, the other favorite thing, and I saw a picture of this on the internet, and I had no idea what it was, and now that I've saw it, so they did a. on the American Idol type show, they go all around the world. So they go to South Africa, and have you seen pictures of did you see like the trailer for Chappie?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dee Antwoord, that really freaky looking girl, and they're a South African rap group called Dee Antwoord.
Okay.
And it's the girl's name is what's her name? Crap. Well, anyways,
from that.
Yeah. It's Ninja and no, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so the girl, Kristen Shaw, dressed up like that girl. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And she even does like the weird accent and like the weird voice. And
that's great.
So funny. And because at first I couldn't even tell who it was because it's like she's wearing the weird face paint and it's freaking Kristen Shaw.
Kristen Shaw's killing it right now.
She's
Bob's Burgers and Last
so
Man
funny.
on Earth.
Also, if you ever watch some of her stand-up,
I've never watched any of that.
Oh my gosh. There's a stand-up special. I watched it with John where she like brings up her real parents.
Really?
And like does this whole thing and it's so
you need to go back
her
and
stand-up
watch
is hilarious.
Flight of the Conchords.
I know.
Because if you like Kristen Shaw, she is amazing on that.
Well, yeah, I've seen a few episodes.
I know. You got to watch the whole thing. It's not that long. It's like 20 episodes for both seasons.
Yeah.
Well, same for me, Last Man on Earth. I actually didn't watch any new Community. I have left over from last week. But I watched, I got a Big Eyes.
Was it good?
We got, it was on Redbox. Got a free Redbox. So we got Big Eyes, the Tim Burton movie from last year. It was good. It was definitely like his least Tim Burton-y movie he's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool seeing him return to the biopic after, Ed Wood. But it was good. It was a really interesting story. I definitely wouldn't call it like his greatest achievement ever or anything, but it was definitely worth watching. It was very entertaining. And looking in like to the real story behind it afterwards, which is one of my favorite things to do with that type of movie. He nailed it, and it's really interesting. Like, crazy story.
Speaking of Ed Wood, and we just talked about Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Right.
Cracked had an article pointing out like secrets in movies that you never knew before, most of them I knew, but one that I had never picked up on. There is a scene, and I had totally forgotten about this. There's a scene in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory where they go, they're going through they're like speeding past some of the rooms.
Right.
And there's one where it's like, where it's a room where they're shearing sheep. And he's like, we're not going to talk about this one. And that is an Ed Wood reference.
Yes, because they're pink sheep.
Yeah, because they're pink sheep, because of Angora sweaters.
Right.
That is a direct Ed Wood reference. It makes perfect sense. I never caught it until I saw that article referencing it.
I also did not catch it, but now that you mention it, I read that too.
And I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And
because that's, to reference that in a kid movie,
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's pretty great. Anyway, so that's
that. So that's we watched Big Eyes. That was it for that.
All right.
Netflix.
Well, I'm almost done rewatching. Actually, I just watched some episodes. I watched the section of season 4 that I had never seen before.
Okay, yeah.
I watched. I think the first one that I hadn't seen before was the
Bob's Burgers.
The Linda's a Psychic. That episode was amazing.
Gosh, that's so good.
That and the Wine Train episode, I had never seen either of those before.
I love that. Well, the kids are like trapped in the back, and then the whole thing with the sommelier guy, and like they wind up drinking out of the spit bucket, and
But then like the Linda's a psychic is totally because she's like she ends up doing like the cold reading type thing where it's basically like, yeah, this is all, and then everybody in town gets mad at her because all of her predictions are false. Yeah. So it's all bogus. Like Teddy is looking for like a woman in a yellow, and then he sees they're at the racetrack because they're trying to bet on a horse that like Linda had predicted, and Teddy like sees this girl and she's like calls. He's like, Linda, is it like yellow flowers? Because there's this girl with yellow flowers, but I don't see any attraction. He's like talking to the girl. It's like the classic Teddy, and I love that Teddy just took the kids to the racetrack. It's pretty amazing. And then like, but then there's the little boy bandit. That's what they like try, and it turns out it's a jockey because he dresses as a little boy.
I love because Bob like right from the beginning is like
no,
his whole like don't, it's not real. Stop. Please. There's been some good Tina like.
The first, I still feel like I've never laughed more than the first time she did like the next level, like like just doing it right now. It's like the funniest thing. Because I think the first time she did it was in the parking when she hit the car.
Yeah, when he's like,
that was really the first time she did it, and I was like, because that just came out of nowhere. I want to hear like the order. Did he just start? Was that an improv or was that like how? And also, still the fact that the only real woman on that show is Kristen Shaw.
Well, and guest stars. And
stuff. But
because Megan Mullally as the sister is great.
Well, then my favorite guest, which even you didn't know until I told you, was that Timmy and Tommy.
Yeah.
That's Sarah Silverman and her sister.
Yeah.
So they're playing
brother and sister. Oh, they're
playing
great.
two brothers, two sisters playing two brothers.
Two sisters, right? Twins.
I just watched the episode where Tina is trying to be Jimmy Jr.'s magician's assistant, and then like Louise is like obsessed with like trying to be a pickpocket, and she tries to pickpocket Timmy, and Tommy's like, I can feel your wallet being stolen, and she's like, what?
It's like the Corsican Brothers. You ever see the Corsican Brothers?
No.
Are you serious? Cheech and Chong movie?
No, I haven't.
Oh my gosh, that's what we should watch. Okay, Cheech and Chong. It's a Corsican Brothers. I think it's based on like a older like fairy tale or something, but I don't know exactly. But they feel each other's pain or like whatever. So one guy gets punched, the other guy feels it. So you can imagine with Cheech and Chong, there's quite a bit of play with that. When they're going to be executed and they're fighting over who gets to go first, something like that. It's great. It's stupid. I can't believe you haven't seen that. Is that something no one has seen? I love that movie.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of their movies that I've never even heard of.
It was definitely the most like, most of them are like basically them playing a version of themselves, and this is like a period piece,
Because Things Are Tough All Over. That's basically like I remember that one, or like all the other
Up and Smoke, all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway,
all right. Then I watched all of Daredevil. Like in the last,
I'm not quite done.
In the last week, I watched like every one. Like I started last Saturday and I finished I started like last Friday because we talked about it.
Right.
I had watched a few, and then I finished on like Wednesday. Like that's I watched because I blazed. That's like all I watched. It's the best thing. It's the best show I've seen in like a long time. It's so freaking good.
The ninja episode we were talking about earlier
dude,
is just, oh my gosh, that's one of the coolest fights ever.
It just keeps getting better. It's so crazy. But so when he fights the ninja and then he fights Kingpin like Vincent D'Onofrio, like
he's amazing.
Crap. Holy crap.
His whole relationship with Vanessa.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
They've everything.
It's on TV. Netflix is like the future.
Oh, dude, yeah.
These
are like quality shows. Yeah. This makes me so excited for all the new Marvel shows.
Oh yeah.
Like the what is the next one with Kristen Ritter?
I can't remember her
Jones,
name ever.
Jessica Jones, aka Jessica Jones, where it's like a Powers type thing where she's a former superhero, now she's a private detective.
Right.
And it's got freaking Tennant is like the bad guy, like from freaking Doctor Who. That's gonna be crazy. Luke Cage is gonna be introduced. Like
Iron Fist. It's nuts.
Like,
and then they're doing Defenders crossover, and then they renewed Daredevil for a second season. I saw that.
Of course they did.
Well, yeah.
And then they just announced that they don't know if it's going to be a Netflix show or an ABC show, but the guy that wrote 12 Years a Slave just got signed. They announced he's doing a TV show, but they haven't said if it's and they also said that there's going to be an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff with Black Canary. It's with Adrian Palicki and Hunter. So but you haven't even gotten to that. I haven't gotten to that. So they're gonna have their own show. So Adrian Palicki, who sadly didn't get to be Wonder Woman, although I saw that pilot. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. But she's amazing in Friday Night Lights. She gets to be a superhero. She's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now, but she's gonna get a spinoff, and I think that's cool.
The whole once again, Marvel is just proving they can.
And the fact that unlike DC, their TV shows are in the same, because DC has already flat out said there's a different Flash in the movies. There's a different Green Arrow. That is stupid. Right. That's the dumbest thing they could possibly do.
Same. Everything's tied together.
Yeah.
I mean, in the Marvel.
Yeah, in Marvel, everything is tied together. It's the same.
Every time you hear them refer to
could you imagine if Marvel had done that and some other dude was Nick Fury?
No,
what would have happened?
First of all, that poor guy who had to be the not Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury.
What if they had done that? But that's what DC has already said they're doing. And I feel like that's dumb.
They just don't get it. Because even just a little reference, when they talk about the Battle of New York or something, it's all the same thing. It doesn't have to be a big deal.
Yeah, it can be little stuff. At the end of Agent Carter, I still don't want that was crazy.
Yeah, just great. Avengers comes out in a week.
I know. This time next week we'll have seen Avengers.
Yes.
That's nuts.
Yes.
It's so nuts. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be good.
It's freaking out.
It's gonna be good.
People in the UK have already seen it and they're all freaking out.
It's got pretty good Rotten Tomatoes thus far. It's gonna be good. Let's see what else. Oh, then you're watching some 90210.
I had to watch the 90210 to I wanted to refresh, and then it really did almost make me want to go watch the whole thing over again.
Start it over again.
The one thing about the first season that did bum me out was Grandma Bluth, Mother Bluth is in the first season of the show, and she's this great. She basically is Mother Bluth in the 90210 universe, and she's hilarious. And after she's Lucille, yeah. But they basically write her out of the show at a certain point, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of a bummer because it reminded me how great she was on 90210.
Lucille, and
they wrote her out, but yeah. So it's fun watching it again. I might at some point, maybe before the unemployment stint is over,
go back again,
binge watch that because that show's it's so crazy and awesome, and I love it.
Well, let's see. I've been watching Phineas and Ferb with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get you to watch an episode of Phineas and Ferb. It's so good.
Yeah, I know.
Bob's Burgers, of course, Daredevil, like we said. I'm gonna switch the order of the last two.
Yeah, tell me.
Well, first we watched They Came Together.
Yeah, that's on Netflix. Everybody should watch it.
Everyone needs to watch it.
It's the funniest.
Matthew actually came over and watched it with us.
Did he get it?
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, we were just.
I feel like that could go either way. Where
well, and if you read some of the reviews people wrote, they're like, "Oh, this romantic comedy."
You did not get this movie.
Nope. If you think this was a romantic comedy, you were not watching it correctly.
Yeah,
it's amazing. If you think David Wayne or any of those people are funny, then it's perfect. It's awesome. So that's my plug.
Paul Rudd, Amy
Poehler, everybody. What's the guy's name that was in Veronica Mars? That was the police deputy guy.
Oh yeah, well, he's in a bunch of different.
Anyway, he's really fun because they have the whole
Leo.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, thanks.
It was Leo from.
Yeah.
I don't know the actor's name.
But anyway, he's really good in it too. Okay, so then Janelle and I were looking for a movie. We want to watch something on Netflix. The kids were asleep.
Why would you watch?
We're clicking through. Have you watched this movie?
No.
Okay, we're clicking through and we're looking for stuff, and Beautician and the Beast comes up. And Janelle has never seen it. Now, I watched Beautician and the Beast when it came out.
Why would you do that?
Because Fran Drescher, who was from UHF, and Timothy Dalton, who was James Bond in a
But
movie
Fran
together.
Drescher is in like one of the worst shows ever made.
I don't care. She's from UHF. That gives
she's
her ultimate. I'll give her
pretty
all the
annoying in
She's-
everything else.
Okay, so we watched this. Janelle's never seen it before. She wanted to just put a dumb movie on because she's folding laundry and didn't want to have to pay attention to it. And she wound up sitting down and watching the whole thing. It's really good.
I don't believe
It's really funny and it's good. And I think that you should, I want to make it the assignment. I want to make you watch it.
No.
I want to make you watch it.
No.
Come on.
No.
Put it on in the background.
Maybe.
You can play your 3DS.
Ugh.
I think it's on Netflix.
Ugh.
It's James Bond plus Pamela from UHF. And it's really good. It's funny. It's a great fish out of water comedy. It's better than you think it is. Don't think of The Nanny. I don't know. I never watched The Nanny. Maybe it was funny. Who knows?
I'm sure you would probably love it.
Probably. But
You did see a new movie.
What did I see?
You saw Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh, I totally forgot to put that on there. All right, we'll
Part
come back
2.
to that.
You
We'll
saw
come
Paul
back to
Blart
that.
2.
Beautician and the Beast. That's our Netflix assignment.
Fine.
Everyone watch it.
Sounds
Brendan,
really
watch it.
stupid.
It's gonna be fun.
Stupid.
I forgot we saw Paul Blart. I was thinking I talked about it the week before, but
No,
I didn't.
you hadn't seen it yet.
So we took the kids. We had our pre-sale tickets,
Yeah.
as you know. To
How
Paul
many?
Blart.
You know how many times I've already heard Uncle Brendo? Have you seen Paul Blart?
Oh, the kids
There's
are
a
talking
real
about
funny
it.
part in it where he falls over or he has to like do this.
Their favorite part was there's a scene. Spoiler alert! If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's
It has
spot
a
where
2%
he has.
on Rotten
So
Tomatoes.
what? I've already shown I disagree with some things on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's the new Rotten Tomatoes panel.
Paul Blart.
Paul Blart 2.
There's a part where he's low on blood sugar and he needs like something and he's like, ugh, and he's crawling on the floor of the mall and there's a kid, like the dad's holding him and he's eating an ice cream cone that's dripping and melting and he like crawls under it and lays on his back and lets the ice cream drip into his mouth. That was like the kid's favorite part. Like they were dying at that.
So stupid.
It was funny. It was good. I mean, it's not high art. I would never claim it that it's an Oscar winner or anything like that. But it was a funny movie. I liked it. We had a good time. There's a fight scene in it that we were like couldn't even breathe. We were laughing so hard. Paul Blart. You've never seen it. How do you know?
I've seen the trailers. I've seen enough.
Have you seen the first one?
No,
How could you know if you've never watched
because
it?
I've seen the trailer.
So
no
the trailer
interest.
doesn't say anything.
It says exactly what this movie is.
No.
Kevin James falling around a lot and farting, and
I don't think there was a single fart joke.
I don't believe that.
I don't think there was.
absolutely refuse.
Probably in at least the first one, but it was pretty fun. We had a good time. I'm glad we got our pre-sale tickets. The theater was packed.
Of course it was.
There's a lot of people there.
That's the world that we live in.
No, see, there's a difference. There's a difference between that and like an Adam Sandler, like
I don't
Grown
think
Ups
so.
2.
I don't think
No, there's
so.
a huge difference. Grown Ups 2 is them saying, we don't care. We're not going to even write a script. We're just going to go in and fart around and people will pay us money.
That sounds like Paul Blart.
Paul Blart 2 is a cheesy, family-targeted comedy that they put, obviously someone cared about and put a lot of effort into.
That doesn't make it good.
Adam Sandler, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of stuff that he's done, but the movies that he is doing, like in some of those things, is a completely different beast. There was care and love put into it.
All right.
And I like
You're
it.
going to have to agree to disagree there.
You haven't seen it, so you can't even say.
I have no interest.
I'm telling
No,
you, though,
no.
give Beautician and the Beast a chance.
I'm very
It's better than you think.
apprehensive about that,
It's
too.
a fish out of water comedy.
This is where sometimes I just don't trust your recommendations.
We'll see. We'll see if I'm wrong. But you've been surprised before, too. You didn't want to see Secondhand Lions. You said that looked terrible.
That was good.
And that was good, right?
Yeah.
And Jerry backed me up on that. That's only what reason. I wonder if Jerry likes this movie. We have some like really weird, like random things in common, like movie-wise and stuff.
I don't think
I don't
she's
know.
seen Paul Blart too.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Beautician and the Beast. I'm saying I could see her liking that,
All
but
right.
maybe not. She might be going like, "What? You're so wrong
It's
right
probably
now."
she's probably doing that
You're
right
crazy,
now.
but maybe not. Because I'm just saying.
I think that's a good. I don't think she's seen it.
What? Beautician and the Beast?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's seen it. Like everyone, oh, it's the nanny. Think of it as Pamela from UHF, and you'll think of it differently.
Mm.
I'm telling you, it's pretty good. And Timothy Dalton does a really good thing. It's
Timothy Dalton, one of the worst James Bonds.
well, yeah, but still, he's James Bond. better than Craig.
Lazenby's James Bond.
Yeah.
You think Timothy Dalton is better than Daniel Craig?
My gosh.
You
Any
are
day.
freaking crazy.
Any day. Although I really did like Skyfall.
I feel like Skyfall should have just cleaned the slate for you.
Yeah, but they're the two worst ones ever.
Okay, I'll give you the second one. That one sucked.
Casino Royale was boring. Wait, Sean concurs about something with me, but I need to know what, because I didn't see when he typed that.
I think the Dalton's better than Craig.
Better than Craig?
I don't know.
Yes. Yep. John Howell in the chat.
Is in License to Kill sucks.
No.
And the other one sucked worse.
No.
Living Daylights.
Living Daylights is that's the better of the two. That's my favorite of the two. But it's way better. I like Skyfall better than either of those two, but not because of Daniel Craig, just because I think it was a really well-written movie. And
I don't have a problem with Daniel Craig. I still think it should have been Clive Owen.
Clive Owen would have been amazing.
It still makes no sense to me.
Because he is, like, you saw that.
Clive Owen is James Bond.
Yeah. Tom never got his junk smashed with the rope. I'm telling you, Timothy Dalton, at least.
Okay. I think, here's my thoughts on Casino Royale.
Okay.
If you had taken out the 1 hour poker scene,
that's the worst. That's the whole movie. It's so boring.
It's the most boring thing in the world. I'll give you that.
The most boring scene ever in a James Bond
movie. I will give you that.
There's some long, slow movie or scenes in those.
It is the most boring
because
thing.
Not only is it a long,
movie.
slow thing, but then they have the girl narrating, we don't know how poker works. He goes, "I'm all in." She goes, "That means he bets all of his money." We don't know.
Well, plus the fact that I know it upset a lot of people. Were you one of the people? The fact that they changed it to Hold'em.
Texas, yeah.
They're not playing Hold'em in Monaco.
No. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I'll tell you what it felt like. It felt like we're going to reinvent James Bond. So they completely took out any familiar things just to prove a point. But in doing that, I think they damaged some of the stuff that people like about James Bond. They could have reinvented it and still had some of those classic things in there.
Skyfall was awesome.
Skyfall was great. I will give you that.
What was the second one called? I already forgot.
It was
a stupid title.
It was a dumb title. Although I think it did come from a short story.
Still a dumb title. And it was
remember now.
Really, that one I fell asleep.
Yeah.
That one I flat out fell asleep.
That one was definitely worse. I saw them all in the theater, but
you saw Casino Royale in the theater? I thought you had vowed not to.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I missed one. I saw one of them.
You were so angry. I don't think you did.
I was. No, I saw Casino Royale. I think
theater?
I didn't see the second one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not.
Because I remember you being very adamant.
Maybe not. I might not.
I feel like you waited for video.
But I did see Skyfall, though, in the theater, and that was really good.
See, I didn't see Skyfall in the theater because I was so disheartened.
The second one, I can't remember what that one is called now.
Sucked. It sucks so bad. Ugh. Is it worth even looking up?
No, I don't even want to know. Doesn't even matter.
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace.
Which,
and again, I think that came from.
But that's a. I'm sorry, but that's a. What that is a quantum a unit of measurement?
Yes. So you have a small amount of solace or something.
Also, that it should just be called. This is a boring movie.
Yeah.
Because I
don't even know what happened.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. Modicum of a boring.
Yeah.
So, Beautician of the Beast. That's the
I should read some more James Bond books because the books are great.
Yeah, they are.
I remember Goldfinger was at the time my favorite book, period.
Yeah.
I love that book.
You could do some book club.
I do some Bond book club, but we can't read them all.
Well, no, but we could do just the Fleming stuff. Still a lot though.
There's a ton.
There's a ton.
Is there any that they haven't made into movies?
They've pretty much done all the main stuff, all of his original stuff, as far as I know. I mean, there might be a few, because a lot of times they'll pull a little element out of a short story here or one scene out of this one. There might be a little bit of material, but they've basically done it all.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anyway,
it's getting late.
I got to get up in a couple hours.
Well, let's do some quick video games here.
And we'll call it. It's good.
All right. So Pokemon Shuffle. I'm getting. You're the fact that you've played. You're at 80 hours.
Yeah.
Do you just have it on all the time?
I mean, not all the time, but whenever new ones load up, I pop it on real quick.
Do you set an alarm?
No, it's internal. I
Like
just
it's
know.
been 25 minutes.
It's time. I usually let it bank though. I like to do it like where I have 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I play a lot of Pokemon Shuffle.
Right? Yeah, you play. I thought I played a lot, and then I saw your playtime. I'm like, holy.
I only
crap.
have one more of the
The
main
fact
guys to catch.
You've played 80 hours, and this game has seriously been out like a month.
Yeah. When I get into something, I get obsessed with it. Like it's.
Pokemon Rumble World. I've been playing that a ton.
Oh yeah, I played that a little bit. I haven't gotten very far.
Well, it's way more involved than
Yeah.
Pokemon Shuffle. Like you have to pay attention because I actually wasn't paying attention. I looked down and I like lost the level because like my guy had died because I let him just sit there and he got killed by the Pokemon. I'm like, oh,
And that's
crap.
how with Shuffle. Like I'll just keep it open and I'll be doing something and I'll go and make a move and then you can do something else. You can let it sit because it's not timed.
And then Street Pass Me Plaza. I've been playing the new games.
Stuff.
The fishing one. I finished the first level basically, so
Cool.
I caught a rainbow trout.
Nice. That's good.
And
the zombie one.
The zombie one's fun. I finally got to a level I couldn't beat. I think I need more guys because like my weapon breaks. You only have one. I only have one tag. You only basically have one shot.
Right.
But it's like Me Force. You get 3 tries, but if you only have one weapon,
it's like 3 tries in one weapon.
So it's like I'm like I can't.
I'm so close on Me Force. I've only got I've got
That's
2 more duels.
That's crazy because I'm like nowhere near. Like I gave up.
It's hard, but
I put it in the vault.
I'm doing it.
I put it in the vault.
At first, I thought I was going to ignore it, and then I'm like, nope, I'm going to finish it. I can do it.
And then I got Mario Kart 7 for my platinum reward.
Nice.
It was between that. There was a few that I didn't have.
Good ones on there.
But I don't have Mario Kart 7, and I love Mario Kart, and it's awesome, and I love it.
Yeah, that was where they first introduced the.
There's a lot of the mechanics that are in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mario Kart 8, the DLC came out yesterday or the day before. It was Thursday. Thursday, yeah. Yesterday. And it's incredible. The Animal Crossing level, and you can be the villager, and you can be what's her face? The dog. And
like the mayor's assistant, whatever her name is. And Dry Bones.
And Dry Bowser.
Bowser, yeah.
And he's slow though, like and in his car, like I've used all of the scooter is pretty fun, but the new the Leaf car is really good. Yeah, some of the new cars and the drivers they're pretty, and everybody's using them. The new tracks are really great.
Good.
The new F-Zero
start on a wall.
The new F-Zero track is nuts.
Yeah,
because it's also one of those tracks where you don't do laps.
Yeah.
It's like progressive. So like it's a huge track. The the new Baby Park is like my favorite online. It's so crazy online. Like I love it. I think it's the new Excite Bike track. Like I love the Excite.
Right.
I love the Excite Bike track. Might be my favorite Mario Kart track of all time.
It's super.
It's so great. But the new tracks are great. The subway one is really cool.
That one's hard.
It's hard.
I'm terrible at that one.
It's really fun.
I'm never good at the ones where there's moving vehicles coming at you. All the coming at you.
Yeah.
little B-Moss humor
the
there.
Part where I said Spice Boy tripping out. tripping out.
The kids are so analytical. And they say, why does Uncle Brendo say coming at ya? What is that? I'm like, it's just that's something you say. I don't know. The band is telling you that they're bringing the music to you. But why coming at ya? What is that?
Sounds like my Chinese students. Mr. Creasy, what is bummer?
I love that there's a whole cadre of Chinese people out there that are saying bummer, dude.
They talk like me.
They talk like you, basically.
There's a
blah,
small
blah.
There's a group of about 200 people between all my students that were influenced directly
that speak Brendo
and watch Freaks and Geeks and Simpsons and Seinfeld
because of you.
Yeah,
it's all because of you.
It's pretty great. At least I left that lasting impact. Yeah, the new tracks are great.
Such a good value too. I feel
the craziest. So they redid that Bowser level where it's raining.
Uh-huh.
The water effects Have you played that track?
Yeah, I went through.
The
and played
water
it all.
effects are crazy.
Yeah.
It's the most gorgeous looking. That's the most gorgeous looking track. Or like the reflections in the water.
That's the one that was on 3DS.
Yeah,
on
the
this
3DS. Yeah, but like they're redos of the. It's like a whole other
the
level.
Game Boy Advance one too. Like that didn't look anything like the original.
That's like
one.
like the where it's on that kid's room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck is like? I think they loosely took.
Right.
They totally redid it. Like it's
great.
amazing.
I love there's one there where you start out like vertical on the wall, which is really cool.
The Animal Crossing one is awesome, and the fact that there's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And each one is different. It's great.
And the whole thing, like that plus the other, it's like a whole new game.
Yeah.
It was what, $12 for the whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Because think about the original Mario Kart. It was 6 tracks. Or
no.
It was 6 cups.
6 cups.
So it was 6.
Right.
It was it was like 4 and 4, wasn't it? Wasn't that it?
I'm trying
to
remember.
2 cups. It's 4 and 4.
So there's only 8 tracks in the first one? Maybe. But then on Mario Kart 64, there's 16, right?
I don't know. I just know the original. 64. But it's still like you're getting
it's almost a whole.
It's 8 tracks. Yeah. It's 3 new guys, bunch of new carts, like 4 new carts.
Yeah. Well, double that for the 2 packs together.
Yeah, and then 2 packs together. That's 6. Yeah, so that's 16 total. Yeah.
That's a whole new game. I mean,
for
there's
$12
plenty of games with less content than that.
For 12 freaking bucks.
And it's all online. Plus, they added the 200cc.
How do you get that?
You get to unlock it. You have to get all the 150 trophies.
I'm not gonna be doing that anytime soon.
Yeah, it's cool though.
Have you unlocked it?
I have not yet. I'm close, but
150 is hard.
It's hard, and 200 is gonna be just nuts. But I love that they're like doing that, like keeping it fresh, like keeping those games.
And like it kind of like the online, you even warned me, you're like, oh, it's dangerous, and I got sucked back in because like I'll be like, oh, I gotta go, and then it'll land on a track I want to do.
Like, oh, one more.
I'm like, oh,
and now there's like so many more tracks, so there's way more variety.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
it's good.
So like I got sucked into the online. Like after you went, I ended up playing online for like 2-3 hours.
It's good. Are you doing well? Like it's not. But people haven't gone nutsos with cheats yet.
Well, no.
From what I've seen,
I got a first place. Like, and I've never get first place online.
Like the DS one was. Just
the DS one, like snaking, like you can't if you're not doing it.
Mario Kart 7 has a good online too.
Yeah, I played that.
Okay.
Started playing that online.
Yeah.
Got sucked into that too.
So
it's exciting.
Mario Kart's good.
And then so Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8. Oh, played Smash Brothers today. So Luke came over.
Yeah.
And I played Smash Brothers until Luke got upset that he was losing too much.
We were discussing that it's hard sometimes because Luke's only 4.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget.
Because he can have like adult conversations and he's good at video games, like real video games.
Yeah.
But then he gets sad if he loses and you're like, ooh.
And he gets,
And you're like, well, he's 4 years old. Yeah. So,
But it was kind of funny, and I'm like, okay, well, let's play something else then. And
then you play.
I can't deal with this. Right. So we played Katamari Forever, and then he was locked in.
Yeah, because when we came over, he was one more. I just want to do one more. Just when we wound up just playing that the rest of the time.
Yeah, well, because Katamari Forever is cool because especially for you, like it's stuff you've never.
Right.
Because it's the Katamari Forever it's for PS3. And it's the Vita one, which I have never, the Me and My Katamari, and then the Xbox one. And then it uses a new, it's like shell shaded.
Right.
And they do this thing where it starts out, like for a lot of levels, it'll start out black and white. And then once you pick up something, those will turn color. And
there's some new modes, like different stuff.
There's
that
some different
ones.
They do some unique things, but it's still, you can tell they're stretching it out.
Yeah.
And then so we did some research on the guy. He didn't even want to do the first sequel.
Yeah.
And he wanted to design playground equipment, and he made Nobi Boy. Type. He's very much like, I don't want to sell out,
right.
And
you kind of got the feeling he wasn't even happy the first one was so popular.
He just wasn't happy with popularity. It's like, I guess it was a game.
It was a great game, though. So,
so that's awesome. And then Clicker Hero's still going, still doing it.
The funny part about this morning is, so Luke's been coming over when I go and help in Audrey's class. So he comes over to hang out with you, so he doesn't have to go in the daycare thing.
Yeah.
And comes over and plays games. Well, today Audrey had a substitute teacher, so I didn't actually wind up going into the class. And I told Luke, and he's like, I still want to play with Uncle Brendo. And I'm like, okay, we'll go over there. And he's like, no, Daddy, I want to go over to Uncle Brendo. Like, he didn't want me to come over and, like, interrupt Uncle Brendo playtime. So I came over and dropped him off for an hour, and that way he got to play without me.
Well, I got to remember to try harder to let him wing.
Well, it's okay. But see, my policy has always been, like, I don't go easy on him. And it's a good lesson to learn. He's got to learn you're going to lose sometimes, and you don't freak out about it. But I mean, you can be nice, but I like them to feel like they are earning it and know that it's real. So, Anyway, if you beat me, you really beat me. So I've been playing most of that same stuff. Mario Kart,
still doing Lego Hobbit.
We're like, we've done all the main campaign. We're just trying to get 100%. You know how I am.
Are they ever coming out with the next one?
I don't know. It sounds like they might not.
Oh,
that's really a bummer.
Because it just ends.
Because it just ends. Like, it ends at the end of the second movie, and it's great. But I want the final movie. I mean, they said from the beginning that they were going to do like a DLC or something. It's possible that they'll do like a second release, like the complete series, the complete story or something. I wish they would just do a DLC and just add to it, though. So we'll see.
And then you, at first, I got this text message from you where you were panicked because you didn't have enough hard drive space
to get the Mario Kart
to get the Mario DLC. So I dug up my external hard drive that I hadn't used in at least 2 years.
Right.
And now you got
came
it.
to the rescue.
Well, because my monitor had died. Yeah, I just got home and my monitor, like, it won't power on. I tried multiple power cables, so something's
up.
And then I realized, like, I got that in like 2006.
Right.
So it is like 9 years old.
So I have a relatively untouched one.
Yeah.
And
because you got this, because first your monitor died,
right.
And then you got this one, but then your computer died.
Right, got a virus, and I just wound up getting the laptop.
Yeah.
And I never looked back, so I haven't used it. And I probably use it for a month or something.
It still has the plastic, on, which is driving me crazy.
Because I told you the deal was you have to keep it on.
It looks so stupid.
I like it like that.
Why?
I don't know. Just want it there.
I'm going to do it.
But anyway, the funny part is it doesn't adjust at all because I got it for like really cheap. And it's at a weird like downward angle.
Yeah, you can't angle it. So I got it. I put it on top of a book.
Yeah.
Now it looks, it's okay.
You kept like, no, you got to just swivel. I'm like, there's no, it's a solid piece of plastic back there. I don't know what they were thinking, but there it is.
Thank you for the monitor.
Yeah, thanks for the hard drive.
There you go.
Oh, friends.
All right. Is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Well, then I think we're done.
Good.
We got to bring back selective OCD.
We should do that too.
But not tonight.
Not tonight. But we'll do that. And next week we'll bring back Phil's Freaky Movies. So that'll be good.
Cool.
And And remember your Netflix assignment for this week?
Ugh.
Beautician and the Beast. I'm telling you, I'm not saying it's the greatest movie ever, but I think it's better than you think it is.
All right. We'll see.
You can play your DS while you're watching. I'm not saying you have to like focus directly on it, but it's pretty funny. It feels like a 90s like fish out of water comedy. Well, how can you go wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
It's better than you think. I'm just saying. It's short.
All right. Well, don't forget to go to Radio Brendo for all your BrendoMan, Radio BrendoMan needs. It's radiobrendo.com. At BrendoMan on Twitter. Check out our Facebook group. We got Reddit. We got
Everything.
Facebook page
And group.
We got everything. And all the links for all that stuff are at radiobrendo.com.
That's right.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Go to BenduNetwork.com. Listen to all the shows. Just put up a new episode of Popsicles yesterday. Popsicles number 80.
Nice.
And that was fun. That's a good episode. And there's lots of different stuff going on BenviewNetwork.com. We got that new Pick Your Path.
Yeah, which looks
show,
cool. Their artwork is great.
And all the other shows. Don't forget, if you stick around till the very end, you got some special.
You'll hear
the plugs for the various shows. And you can check them all out at BenviewNetwork.com. Go to BraxComics.com. New comic went up today.
There.
And we've also got I posted some stuff on DoritosFan.com.
Yeah.
We have ComicsAdvocates.com. And I think that's pretty much what's going on. Popbox Music.
And Beyond the Shield.
Beyond the Shield. And TheAdamWells.com.
Yes, Wells. And final plug for if you're a Kickstarter backer, make sure you get those the downloads I sent out. If you didn't get them, look at the page or send us an email and keep an eye out for that stuff.
All right.
Cool.
Anything else?
I don't know. Tell us what you think of the songs. I've never heard like feedback. Well, I mean, I guess we've heard some on the older stuff, but I'm curious what people think.
We almost got a record deal.
I know. We're so close. I was looking at the MySpace page, or no, at the 61 page.
You say like
we want to be signed to a record label in Belgium, tour in Brussels or something. It was so cool. I mean, like this guy wanted to put out our album.
Heldernocht Records.
And then they went under.
And it was an electronic label.
Yeah, it was all like
and he was like very serious.
Yeah, I really like your stuff. This is what I do. I'd like to put it out.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, because our whole thing was, if you put out an album, like all we need is that one where he flies us out to do like an album release show, because then we can go to Belgium for being in BrendoMan All Stars. That was our dream. We're like, it's happening. And then they went under, and I don't know what happened. But like, if you listen to the other stuff on the label, we weren't that far off from what he was doing. So
I don't know if there's a lot of money in that.
I don't know. Well, apparently not, because he went out of business after putting out like 10 albums. So
can you imagine somebody printing up 1,000 BrendoMan All-Star CDs?
Can you imagine if we got to go to Europe?
If we had to go to freaking Belgium, which I don't know. I've never been to Belgium.
I've never been to Belgium either. I would love to.
From Holland.
We're big in Belgium.
We could say that.
Yeah. We have a fan in Belgium. So that's something.
Well, we have Radio BrendoMan fans in some pretty random places.
Yeah, which is cool.
I've seen some. Forgot what there was.
This
girl.
Fly us out.
There was this girl from somewhere in Eastern Europe.
That's fly it. We'll come out there, sure.
Out there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody's like, sure, yeah.
Well, you never know. Like, if people were wondering, I wonder if they would want us to fly them out to wherever I live. Like,
we'll go to your
convention, sleep on your couch if you want to fly us out there.
What are you doing? This is how hostile happens.
I'm just saying.
Okay, you're saying that if some random person from some random country was like, come sleep on my couch, here is a plane ticket, you would just go?
We would go together.
And we would die together? There was 4 dudes in Hostel.
Oh, that's a movie.
Yeah, but that's this kind of situation.
No, it's fake.
What if somebody was like, I'm some psycho?
We would know. You'd write him.
How?
You'd ask him some questions.
What?
Are you gonna kill us? Everything you always assume is gonna be horrible. It's great. If we have a fan that wants to fly us to Europe,
great.
If we have a fan that wants to fly us to Europe, we'll take that risk. I think it's more likely someone would fly us there to be nice than to fly us out to kill us, and that's a very small percentage anyway. No one's flying us anywhere. Let's be real. No one's gonna fly us to anywhere. But if they do, we'll say yes.
I've had that getting flown around deal, and I lost it.
I know. We're not losing it. If we get it, we're not losing it.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Plus, if someone flies us out there, we'll pay for our own hotel. How's that?
I still have the Seamus's contact information. Maybe I should be like, hey.
You should. Hey, we're doing it.
We're not. We don't have any kind of name recognition or anything.
Better than nothing. We didn't have any name recognition when we got into Long Beach.
It's true.
So there you go.
We did PS our way into there.
Yeah, that's how we've done everything. And that first album we put out, we had some big artists for what we were doing. You know how I arranged that, right? Like I knew, I was friends with this band, so I told this band, oh, these guys are going to be on it.
Yeah.
And when they said yes, I told the other band, well, these guys are going to be on it. And I basically just bounced around until I got like tooth and nail bands. Like, well, these guys are going to be on there. Okay.
It was the whole we're going to stay at this person's house.
Yeah.
And this person's stay at this person's house.
I did the sneak out trick on an album. And that's how we got all these bands that, maybe not huge, but in the world that we were living in, like some major label bands, you know, we had 2 Tooth and Nail bands. No, we had 3 Tooth and Nail bands on that first album. Well, Fine China became one later, so 4 really.
Man, remember like the late 90s, early 2000s when like emo happened and like Tooth and Nail like completely blew up because like Juliana Theory, like to the point where I just remember going into like I know Tower Records, but I want to say like Target had like a special Tooth and Nail like display.
Oh yeah,
like it was crazy.
I mean, they put out some pretty big stuff.
Well, like because it was that and what was it? Further Seems Forever. Because like when Dashboard Confessional happened, like then everybody's like, oh, did you know Chris Carrabba was in this other band?
Well, he was 238.
238.
Yeah. But again, all those guys were big. And then you had like Anne Berlin later on and Under Oath, and so that's the label we're talking about. Bands that people have heard of those bands, and we had like a bunch of their early bands on our comp because I kind of just BS'd our way around it. So that's what I'm saying. You could do that. Get us on a plane somewhere. I want to fly somewhere.
Yeah.
All
right. So when that happens and we end up, when we're like in somebody's torture room,
then I'll admit
when we're in a kill room, strapped to a table, will you look over and be like, you
were right, Brendan. No, because it's a ridiculous scenario. Just a pessimist. But if that ever happened, sure.
Okay.
If we're ever in a torture room being killed, I will say you were right. If that'll make you feel better.
It would make me feel better.
Right. I feel confident saying I'm willing to admit that. Because I'm pretty sure that's the most ridiculous scenario.
What should we call this episode?
I don't know. Half of it was talking about food.
Non-stop food talk. I feel like it should be non-stop food
nostalgia. Non-stop food talk. Phil and Brendo are hungry.
There we go. That's
good. Something like that.
If it wasn't 2:13 a.m., I would go out somewhere and go get some food.
Yeah.
Are they making cronuts right now?
Probably. No, they're not.
I'm not driving.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad.
Then I just have all the sugar and I probably wouldn't be able to go to bed.
Then you just stay up playing online games all night.
That'd be bad. Because then I wouldn't be all rested.
That's right. You got to be primed for the show.
Oh, I'm still a little nervous.
It'll be fine.
What if they think I'm a weirdo?
Oh, well. You're on the show anyway.
They've had, like, pretty big, like, guests on the show.
You guys are big guests. You're in Popsicles and BrendoMan All-Stars and Radio BrendoMan. You're in a band.
I'm in a band. My name is me.
With your name.
The leads. We're coming at you.
I have a little bit in there. I said, do it.
BrendoMan, All Stars, coming at ya. And you like broke that up. So
yeah.
BrendoMan, All Stars, coming at ya. Oh, man. All right. You gotta get a video of Luke doing that dance.
I need to, because it's great.
Because then that could be our official music video. Could be our music video, and then that would go viral.
Yeah.
And then
that's how we go to Belgium.
Yes. Make it happen.
All right, we're going to Belgium.
Because it'll be like the BrendoMan dance. And then other people are doing the BrendoMan dance.
Do the BrendoMan.
Which is basically the Emma dance.
But it's Luke's version of it.
And check us out, radiobrendo.com, and I think that's it.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
For Radio BrendoMan, I'm Brendan Creasy.
And I'm Phil Vecchio.
Have a good one, everybody. It's 2:15 in the morning. How do we always do this?
I don't know. We didn't start until 11.
And we're going to do a real short one. I feel like it's real short.
It's pretty short. How long was it? 2.5 hours?
2:46.
Yeah. It's relatively short for us,
I guess. What did I say? 165?
160.
165.
Yeah, I think I think it's kind of fun having the uncut one on there so you can see where it started.
Yeah, totally.
Because
Alright.
cool. Oh, they're still like on YouTube and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sean's in the chat. Sorry, guys.
Hey.
Hey. Sorry about that. Have a good night. Is anyone still in the chat there?
It's weird to see Phil on camera rather than a puzzle. It is.
Yeah. This is the new normal though. It's been like what? How long have you been here?
A while.
Been a while.
We do have a puzzle though, but we haven't
There you
opened
go.
it.
But that way you can feel like a little nostalgia for how it used to be.
It's 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
It's a big puzzle.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. I'm excited. All right. Thank you.
Cool, yeah,
Thanks,
thanks
Sean,
for
for
hanging
hanging out. And we will catch you next time. I'm going to stop
Later.
this.